What? Really? Already? We're in the future.
I wasn't ready for that.
It's 2023, and we're all stars now. Take a load off. Hey, all that's living is gold.
All that glitters is gold.
Glitters is gold. Anyway, I am the emaciated Ben Rosenthal.
Oh, gee.
That'll do. And I am one of your co-hosts here on the Hack the Dino Gaming Cast, where we bring you news, previews, and discussions about gaming's past, present, and future. But I'm not the only one who sits in this chair and talks the words with my mouth noises. I'm joined by history's
Pasty white enabler.
pasty white enabler.
The pasty white enabler.
The man who loves a pasty pasty, particularly with Pikachu, Floppy Starrick.
Hello.
What's happening, Floppy? What's going on? What's happening?
It's goddamn hot.
It is.
It's real hot. So it's so hot actually. Like I've deviated from my usual uniform, which is all year round.
Pants.
Pants and a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Not wearing pants today.
Do it. Show 'em. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Oh, you can't see. Oh, look at that. A little bit of leg. Look at that. I always wear shorts.
I don't. So I have my own built-in high visibility when it comes to the reflective tendencies or properties of my pasty white legs.
Do you know what's great about my shorts? I'll show you.
They're on you, not me.
They're green.
I look at I'm like, what? It's grey shorts. Like.
Anyway, while Floppy and I are playing legsies under the table, we're joined by not Anto, but this person.
Hello.
It's Brayden.
How are you all? I hope you're all doing well. I hope 2023 is off to a wonderful start for everyone.
It was been off to a really great start, especially for the four of us. Anto couldn't be here tonight. But a little bit later on, we're going into what little excursion we went on.
We did go on an excursion.
A while ago.
I'm on holidays too.
Oh, wow. But, Floppy, Anto isn't here tonight.
Correct.
Where is he?
He is...
This is your chance. You get one back here now.
Yeah, okay, you could maybe a little bit of warning, possibly.
When do I ever? So where's Anto tonight, Floppy?
He's in...
Guam?
Yes.
Yep, Guam.
He's
Good.
picking coffee beans
In Guam.
for Ben, because that's how Ben gets his coffee beans.
In Guam.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I feel like Ben's going to sue you for slander.
No. I mean, coffee needs to grow between the two tropics. So
Is coffee from Guam good? Can we get the expert opinion?
coffee doesn't grow in Guam.
Well, then you better get him back here.
Oh no! What have I done?
You sent him on a wild goose chase. Yeah, so Anto has been sent on a wild goose chase by Ben to get coffee from a place where coffee doesn't exist.
I blame society, as always. Society,
live in a
you're at
society.
fault. Brayden, what have you been busying yourself with?
Oh, I mean, I work retail, so Christmas is insanity.
Yeah.
And I've been reading good comics, been playing good video games, been enjoying some nice, relaxing holiday time. But it's good.
It's good.
It's been pretty good.
Now you got a little bit of uni left for this year.
A little bit. This should be my last year, so
Yeah?
exciting, very stressful, very exciting. But,
What are you gonna like once you get your degree? Are you going to like then go to another degree, or are you gonna like do what a lot of people do and go, oh, I'll get a teaching degree now?
Oh God, no, nah. I've
Bachelor of Arts.
I've had no joke. Every single year I've been at uni, the course coordinators all come up and they're like, "So, are you thinking of doing teaching?" Because everyone else, they convince so many people to do it. And
Because there's
I'm
a
just
shortage.
Like, nah, I'm good, thanks.
I'd make a good teacher.
Let the teachers be teachers. You'd be a good teacher.
I reckon
Floppy.
you'd be a good teacher, Brayden. You'd be a good high school teacher.
Yeah, because I could talk shit with the lit kids.
Yep. And then you'd know all their tricks because you're still young.
I'd be a heaps good high school teacher because I'm down with all their lingos.
I would be a heaps good librarian like Giles from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yes.
Like even when I watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I associated with Giles, but now I look at him and go, man, I want those glasses.
Would you just call all Americans colonials like Giles does?
Yes, 100%. And we're convicts. Anyway, we're a video game talk show where we talk about video games. And there's been a little bit of video game stuff happening. But before we get into that, let's talk about what video game stuff's been happening with us.
Ooh, can I go?
Yeah, no, Brayden can go because
All
that's
right,
what the
Brayden,
run
go
sheet says.
first because it's first on the
Hello.
run sheet.
I don't want to show any footage because having now been playing this game for up to I think I'm at like 37 hours.
Wow.
There's a lot of this game if you really want there to be a lot of this game, which I do want there to be a lot of this game. God of War Ragnarok is just exactly what I want.
More of the same?
It's more God of War, but with even more bonkers crazy. The Norse mythology stuff is getting ramped up to 11 at this point. The character development and the twists are nuts. There's been some gameplay fun, which has been very interesting. That changes it up from the first one. And I don't want to spoil too much because it's so easy to spoil it. But like, oh my god, I was playing it last night and this character twist reveal happened and I like almost threw my controller across the room. Like,
I don't have a problem spoiling it, ladies and gentlemen. It's all a dream.
oh, well, there you go.
Kratos wakes up. He's actually a pasty white podcast host. And this is a story that Kratos has been telling for over the course of 5 episodes.
That's why he's bold.
Yep.
What? You think I'm Kratos?
I think when you dream of yourself, you picture Kratos.
That is one thing I will say in terms of the storytelling. In terms of a character development perspective, Kratos has grown from going, ugh, boy, to actually being able to tell stories.
Does he string together sentences now?
Oh my god, he string together the best as a sentences.
Of course he does. You saw that acceptance speech.
I tell you what, no, actually, legitimately, I was playing this game and it got to a part and I watched this entire sequence and then I just went, yeah, I'm glad Christopher Drudge won because, like, that scene alone was unreal.
Is that the one with the flashback?
There's a lot going on there.
We'll talk after the show
yes.
about that.
Also, like, people know that he's in it because he was in the trailers. The actor who plays Odin from like
amazing.
The West Wing.
Yep.
I can't remember. Richard Schiff. Oh, so
You remember
good.
last show? It was one of those cases where he took the role because his son loved the game and said,
Yeah.
"No, take it, take it now."
But yeah, legitimately, I've gotten a lot more of Odin later in the game, which isn't too much of a spoiler, but like, oh man. And like, all the Asgardian, like, all the different Norse gods and stuff, like, it's so good.
Have you finished it yet?
I feel like I'm like this far away from finishing it.
Right.
And I just installed and downloaded and am going to be playing Marvel's Midnight Suns.
Ooh.
Which I've been curious about this entire time.
Interested
because,
to see what you think.
yeah, I love the XCOM games and I love Marvel. So it seems like a match made in heaven.
Floppy,
Yes, mate.
what have you been playing and got your hot little collector fingers on?
So I finished Evil West, which I was playing over Christmas.
You were very excited about
I was
that.
very excited about this because it was exactly what I need at that time of year. I also work in retail, so it was very, very busy, very, very stressful. I quite often need to come home and just shoot stuff and belt it with
Sorry,
giant
what?
iron fist gloves and things like that. This game was awesome. It was like if you took the linear progression of like a Doom level, something like that, with the over-the-top violence and comedic effects of Borderlands, put them in the setting of Red Dead, and threw some vampires in there.
Nice.
Look, it's never going to win any awards for anything of the years.
And it did not.
No, but it also didn't need to be. It wasn't trying to be that. It was so much fun.
Sometimes that's all you need, though.
It was exactly what I needed. It was, I could turn my brain off. I could enjoy it. It was fun. The controls and the combos and things were quite simple.
Oh,
It was gruesome. The story was hilarious. The characters are over the top. Like, it was just what I needed. I really like the cel-shaded sort of look. So I like it when games do that because then you don't get too ticked off if things don't look too real because you know they're not trying to.
No.
But then again, the backgrounds actually look amazing.
I was going to say, it's pretty well rendered.
I think this is probably a pretty high quality footage of it, to be honest. But yeah, look. Also, if you take, did you ever see that movie Wild Wild West with Will Smith and Kevin Kline?
Wiki
yeah.
Wiki in the Wild Wild West.
So you
Jim
know how
West,
they have the whole
Desperado.
sort of steampunky tech of the time that you're like, well, that could maybe work.
Spider legs,
Yeah,
totally.
that giant spider could
Yeah.
totally
Yeah,
work.
you're like, yeah, that looks like.
Yeah.
So they have stuff like that, like his like gauntlet and things that he wears, all looks very mechanical and very much of the time, even though it's ridiculous and would never work.
So yeah, spider legs.
But it was great.
spider legs.
It's probably a 10-hour game for anyone else, which means for me it's 3 weeks and 14 hours. But I finished it. I rolled credits on it. I did a dad finish. I'm never going to 100% complete it because I'm never playing that thing on the hard difficulty because no.
Why would you?
Because that's not fun.
No.
So I finished that, and then I got to start a game that I've been really looking forward to for quite a while. You know, I like my horror theme stuff. And it's another 10 to 14 hour game, which is also quite linear. I started playing Callisto Protocol.
Ooh. Lots of head smashing there.
Yeah, a lot of the team that made Dead Space, like the original Dead Space. Now, this game, man, it looks pretty. And I'm pretty sure that the guy that plays your character, I think he's Josh Duhamel or something, who was from the Transformer films, amongst other things.
Yes,
Is that him?
He's that one soldier guy from Michael Bay's Transformers.
Yes, right.
So he's
cool.
in prison now for starring in such horrible films?
Yes, apparently.
Yep.
No, this game is gruesome. It can be quite scary. They got the whole jump scares thing going on. Braden, prob's not going to like it. Not going to lie.
Nope.
But there is some cool little elements where there are stealth elements where there are blind creatures, which is very sort of like Last of Us with like the clickers. So you have to sneak up behind them, use some stealth things instead of just going everything blasting. My favorite thing about this game is the upgrade system.
Oh.
You use 3D printers.
Oh, gosh.
No, it's so cool. You put it into this little thing.
So you put it in there and wait 3 days and then come back and it's like
No, you
corrupted?
use futuristic 3D printers where it takes 12 seconds.
All right.
And it just you put it in there, you choose the upgrade you want to do it, and these little lasers come out and go... And it's, it's so satisfying to watch.
One of the criticisms I read about it with people reviewing this, because this was, of course, released last year and it was part of my fantasy critic, and because it didn't do too terribly well was one of the reasons why I came second.
Don't know why. I haven't looked into what they were. But
So the main one is that it relies on dodging and parrying too much.
too much?
Is it trying to be a Soulsborne game?
It's so easy. Like you can, if a nasty creature sort of lunges at you, you can either just move your stick left or right, and it automatically does a dodge, which you can follow with an attack.
Yeah,
It's
so
super
people
easy.
found that hard.
If I can do it without too much ease, they're all.
But I mean, is this because like we're old man gamers? Like, is it because that's how simple gaming used to be when we were younger people? And so that's ingrained. So we're used to that. Whereas now all these young kids who are reviewers expect all these 20 million button combinations. It's like, I don't have time
I don't
for
think
that.
so, because I didn't have access to as many games as, say, you did as a kid. So I don't have that ingrained in me. Like, I've been playing modern games longer than I played old games,
Really?
I reckon.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It is what it is. I still have my old games that I love. But yeah, no, the dodge and parry thing is easy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like I wouldn't. Like, if you can't do that, I'm like, you're just looking for something to complain about at that point.
Braden,
Yo,
did you want to go through what Anto's been playing, seeing as how Anto couldn't be here this evening because he's in Guam?
sure. I'll be the Guam correspondent here. Now, Anto's been playing something called Final Fantasy.
Never heard of it.
Origins Stranger of Paradise in the Forgotten Lands of the Not Knowing Who the Person Is.
Good.
It seems to be the title.
Speaking of which, speaking of Final Fantasy, did everyone watch that video that I put up in the Discord?
No.
Of Kenny Omega's entrance to his match in New Japan against Will Ospreay.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So Kenny Omega is the video game freak, and he's come out dressed as Akuma. He's come out dressed as Sans from Undertale.
Yeah, but what is this person doing?
He's a wrestler.
Oh, you probably should lead with that.
I said New Japan.
What does that mean?
Everyone knows who New Japan is, or what New Japan is.
Braden, do you know what New Japan is?
It's a wrestling league, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
See?
I have no idea. Sorry.
Anyway, he came out cosplayed as Sephiroth to One Winged Angel as well.
Oh, that's
Incredible.
pretty cool.
Like he stood up there and went like that on the music cue, and this wing came out on the screen, and then the camera panned around and he looked at it and had that little smirk on his face and winked, and then he came down and he's doing all the Sephiroth stuff as well. It was great.
Did the camera immediately go down to a butt shot?
No,
okay.
it should have. I wish. But that match as well, easily match of the year. It was freaking amazing. So everyone should watch that. Anyway, back to what Anto's been playing.
He's been playing this Final Fantasy thing.
Cool. And what else has he been playing there?
He's also been playing a little something called
Castlevania.
Game of the Year is what this thing should be called.
What is it?
It's a little game called Vampire Survivors. You might have heard of it because it's the best game ever.
You might have heard of it. Braden pulled us aside after one show when you were
I
on
remember
and said,
this.
guys, you got to play this game. I downloaded it because at the Game Awards they announced it was on mobile. So I downloaded it. It doesn't do too well on mobile.
The control, the motion, the move control is a little bit weird on mobile. I have found it a little bit of a pain.
But
It's a
am I-
shmup, right? Like,
You just walk around.
You just
Yeah,
walk
it's
around
a
with
shmup.
and you power up.
Yeah.
Do you know if it's on Switch?
I don't believe it's on Switch yet.
It needs to be on Switch. If it was on Switch.
If it was on Switch, that would be like primo place to play it.
probably-
If you've got a Stream Deck, it's probably excellent.
Switch probably can't run it, truth be told.
I mean, yeah, it can
Can't
get
wait for Tears of the Kingdom.
insane. This game can like visually. Let's just skip ahead to later on. That's nothing. The opening of the chests is so satisfying.
So isn't it you get to level 146 and you go up against death?
Yeah.
And you just can't beat death?
Yeah, you get 30 minutes in, and then death comes and kills you. But I haven't gotten far enough yet. I think there's more than that.
Can I
This,
spoil something for you?
Go for it.
You can defeat death.
Yeah, I thought so.
This seems like the kind
I
of thing
got
where
close to it recently, and I was like, ooh.
this seems like the kind of thing where you could just like pick it up for 10 minutes if you want.
Yeah.
And then just put it down straight away.
Yep.
Like, and just
You
or
can.
sit there for an hour.
Basically, yeah, if you want to, you can play it in 30-minute chunks because you get to 30 minutes and death comes and kills you.
But you won't survive 30 minutes first up.
No, first up, not at all.
No.
When
I
you
don't ever
so
get
one
past
thing
10
I
minutes.
haven't been able to get is when you upgrade, how do you keep your upgrades? Because I always start again with his whip.
So what you do, you need to so you choose your weapon,
Yep.
your character who has a certain weapon attached to them,
A la carte.
and then you
la
also
carte.
can get like 5 more weapons, but then you also get the upgrade ability items as well.
Right.
Those match up and create combinations which then upgrade those weapons. And basically the like tactics of the game in its roguelike fashion is that you're trying to work your way to get the upgraded version of everything
Right.
because it just makes you will just fly through the game at that point.
So how do I start with my upgrades?
So let me see if I can remember one off the top of my head. You can get the knives. If you're using the throwing knife, you want the bracer to upgrade that. Mm-hmm. Actually, I wonder if this guy has. I don't know. Let's see if he's got.
I just want to just click here answer.
Well, I mean, yeah. There's you can just Google what combinations upgrade the items.
So you have to upgrade specific combinations in order to upgrade an item, and you keep that item no matter how many playthroughs you do.
So it's only for that run.
Right. So this is where because I do upgrade the items.
Yep.
But you have to start. You can't carry them with you to another game.
No.
You have to start from scratch.
Yeah, you start from scratch every time, and the more you learn about the combinations and stuff, the better chance you have of just having the most powerful run through.
See, I liked Arcane a lot more than this.
I think I'm out.
Really, it's too hard.
Too hard. And you start from scratch every time? I'm definitely done.
Floppy,
Yeah.
do you want to know what the controls are?
Sure.
Up, down, left, right.
Thumbstick.
All right, maybe I'm in.
Up, down, left, right. That's all it is.
I got DuckTales this week.
Yes, we'll talk about that. Oh yeah, no, you should talk about that now.
I bought DuckTales this week.
Have you played it yet?
I haven't. I haven't played it. I haven't put it up my NES.
One of my favorite games.
It is a game that I've wanted for a very long time.
It is such a good game. I like even the re-release.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Wii U?
Brilliant. Wii U,
PS3,
PS3, and
360?
Xbox 360. Yeah.
Also, just quickly, sorry, I'm going to move that.
Yep.
Thank you to Braden. I got Jurassic Park, which, we all know that I'm a Jurassic Park fan. Massive
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. So I have been playing. Obviously, you're right there.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Good. That'll make the rule.
Didn't almost fall off my seat. Or
If you want to see that, head on over to our TikTok, and it'll be up real soon.
Oh, shit myself.
I had so a couple of years ago, I backed a little independent RPG called Chained Echoes, because they described it as they were Chrono Trigger fans, and I went, "Yep, okay, cool." I'm in. I think I paid like $15 back to. Anyway, it came out I think 2 weeks ago, just in time for the holidays. So I thought, I'm going to play it and see what it's like. And yeah, you can tell these guys are Chrono Trigger fans. So it starts out. So I don't know if you remember Chrono Trigger. But you
Never
start
heard of
up
it.
with, don't make me slap you. You start out waking up as Chrono in your bed, and your mum comes up the stairs and opens up the window and says, Chrono, wake up. And then you get up and you go and talk to your
Seems
mum.
legit.
This starts out with one of the main characters in a bed, very, very similar to Chrono's room.
Is
Your
his name Ornok?
No. Your mum comes up, opens the curtain, and says, it's time to get up. It's time to get up. And you get up and walk over to her and says, wake up, and punches you in the face.
Oh.
And then the screen goes white, and you come to, and you're in the middle of a warship preparing for battle, and one of the guards has just come and belted you and said, "Wake
Man.
up, we got to go
Oh,
to
it's
war."
like your mum had decked you and then sent you to the warship.
So that's how it started out. So automatically you're going, "Wow, yeah, this is Chrono Trigger."
Do you know how else? Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, it very much looks like Chrono Trigger, but what they've done, it like plays like it. The mechanics of the game are very, very Chrono Trigger. The story is very, very Chrono Trigger. But unlike Chrono Trigger, you start off playing one group of characters, and then it segues to another group of characters, which segues to another group of characters, and then you catch up with the first lot of characters in a different area, and they decide to hang out with you. But then you bump into these group of characters, and there's a little bit of and bad words. And anti something.
Do you know how else I know it's a fan of Chrono Trigger?
How's that?
It's probably never going to get a remake.
Wound me, sir. But the one game mechanic I really like and think it's an actual improvement on Chrono Trigger. If you look in the top left hand, you see that bar that has yellow, green, and then red, and it says
Health
Overdrive.
potion?
No.
Okay.
So what that is, you have a party of 3. So what you can do is you have a party of 3, but that party also has partners, and you can swap the partners in and out whenever you want, and it doesn't waste a turn. So what that overdrive is...
I think that's called swinging.
That overdrive is where you put your keys.
No, so the overdrive is basically your team, how synchronized your team is. So every time you use a move, that arrow that we can see will move up or move down depending on the move that you're using. Sort of like paper, scissors, rock type thing. And if you can keep it in that green area, your team works better. It doesn't take as much damage.
They're
and deals more damage.
harmonized?
They're harmonized. And it deals more damage.
Boys to men.
But then if you go into the red, you're not harmonized. And while you might do a little bit more damage, you also take a lot more because you're not synced. And you can bring it down with certain moves.
So you become stronger, but take more damage.
Yeah. And it's a really cool mechanic to throw in with the balancing of the fight as well. So unlike Chrono Trigger, there were as my overdrive bar was getting closer and closer to the red, I thought, well, I just have to skip this turn, and you can choose defend, and that'll bring it down a little bit. So you can do a whole turn going defend, but then if you decide to heal, that heal may take you up over to the red, in which you'll take more damage as well. The sprites and the animation is wonderful. I really love this game. It's great. It's great just to sit down. It's one of those games where you start playing and then you finish a mission and you go, oh, that was an hour and a half. Whoops. You just lose yourself in it. So very, very great. Very wonderful. I think there are physical editions coming out soon as well.
Are you going to get it?
Probably not. I'm a bit poor at the moment for reasons I'll go into shortly. But yeah, fantastic game. So Chained Echoes is out on everything at the moment. If you've got, I think, $30, it's on the Switch. Grab it. Awesome
Nice.
game. Awesome game. And yes, which we'll go into probably next show.
When we talk about,
we talk about the
Beginning of
challenge.
next show?
Yeah, beginning
Yeah.
of next show. We'll talk about the retro challenge we've got going. But
Now
I
we've got
went
you
out,
intrigued.
went out with friend of the show, King Kaiju Collectibles, Osti, who I've known since I was about 13 years old.
Poor man.
So about 50 years now. We've been...
So conservative.
I forgot to mention this is we're entering our 33rd year of Hack the Dino. So congratulations to us.
Which is impressive because I'm
Less than that
20
old.
something.
That's right. Well, you're reincarnated, Brayden,
Ah.
because you proved that that's real.
Yeah.
100% real.
Thank God.
You don't need to worry about dying, everyone. You live forever.
Yep, on a dead planet.
Well, you're dead anyway, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, I went out with King Kaiju, and we went on a little bit of a retro game hunt, which we used to do a lot when we were about 15, 16 years old. So we went... we started
Very
out...
different things when we were 15, 16.
Well, I'm a nerd. So we started out about 9 o'clock in the morning. We left from King Kaiju's place. We didn't get back to King Kaiju's place until 8:45 that night. And it was
That's a
full
fair
on.
effort.
It was on a Thursday, so late night shopping. So we planned it so we'd visit all the cashies and whatnot after all the other stores.
Whose car did you go in?
Mine.
So what you're saying is King Kaiju was trapped with you for 12 hours.
Yeah, basically. So we started off with Port Adelaide, where we went into a store that we ventured to.
Oh, that was a great little store.
It's one of those big stores where there's just junk on
not
junk
big.
on junk on
quite
junk.
small.
But there was
Yeah.
junk everywhere.
You gotta dig.
You gotta dig, and
It's
there's
like a giant garage sale.
yeah. And when I went out with him, I found, and I was, guessing whether I should get this or not, but I got this guy. Have you seen this guy before, Braden?
I certainly have.
Do you know who this guy is?
He's from American Tail.
He's from American Tail. It's Fievel. Fievel Mouskowitz.
Couldn't have told you the name. I've seen the cover of the movie a bunch of
Fievel?
times.
Fievel. That's what his father says when he loses him. So
Eastern European mouse.
yeah, this was the very first movie I saw as a kid in the theater with my grandparents.
Should we share the name and location of the store with the chat?
No, we will not.
No. Or we could, because we're not a-holes.
Well, I also don't know it. But
It's in Port Adelaide.
Patreons, I'll put it in the Patreon chat. So if you want to find out where we go, head on over to hackthedino.com, sign up for the Patreon, and I'll drop it there.
Somewhere near the Cashies in Port Adelaide. I can't remember the name of the street.
Anyway, I got this for $5. Turns out this goes for about $60 to $80 on eBay.
Woo!
It's an original one as well. What I like about An American Tail is that it was a look at Eastern Europeans called Mouskowitz fleeing the cats with a Z from Europe and going to America to escape persecution of some kind. And then obviously the little mouse gets separated and it's a quest to find him back. And it's, this foreign character trying to find his place in the world and also find his way back to his family in a persecuted area.
Yeah, not based on real life at all.
No.
Yo, that bootleg Garfield is not right, though.
That bootleg Garfield is voiced by Dom DeLuise.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Movie was very popular, received very well.
I watched it a bunch when I was a kid.
So they went, hey, let's do a sequel. Fievel goes west. Let's give him a new hat, and it's none of that. None of the deep study into the human condition.
Nope, it was just him in a Wild West.
He shoots with his pop guns.
I remember seeing the cover for this one too.
Yeah,
was
so
not good.
he has a cowboy hat. What he did is he took off his European hat and flipped it inside out, and all of a sudden it was a cowboy hat.
It's amazing how that works.
The dog is Jack Palance as well.
Of course.
Of course.
They've also got the Wild Wild West spider.
That's right. There you
Wild
go.
Wild West, Jim West, Desperado.
Then the next thing I got was, you can see right in front of me, a Super Mario Brothers 2 Max Mouser figure.
Both of which Braden and I had never seen, never heard of.
Never heard. I need to look
Played
up
the
what this guy
game,
is.
didn't realise it was a character.
Well, all that tells me is that you never finished the game because this character is towards the end game. Just before, I think he's a mini boss, the level before you fight Wart.
Yeah, I never got that far.
Spoiler, it's all a dream. And I'm not lying there. That's how Mario Brothers 2 ends.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's
I
all
know
a
that
dream.
much.
But it's a wind-up toy. I'd never seen one before. Now, I saw it in this particular store for weeks and weeks and weeks, and it was one of those things I was going, no, I can't justify that. I can't justify it. And I left it each time. Then, of course, when I went with King Kaiju, we just sort of egg each other on and on and on. And
all of a sudden he's paid $3,000 for a mouse toy.
Not quite, but really, really cool. Got a whole bunch of games. Head on over to Mr. Benjamin on Instagram to see the whole set. I also got, don't laugh at that, Ron Jeremy. I don't know if podcast listeners can't see this, and I know podcast listeners hate it when we do visual things, but I'm holding up to the camera now a little Luigi wind-up toy. And this wind-up toy is from the McDonald's run over in America.
I was about to say, is that a Macca's toy?
Yeah. Got it for, I think, $4. And you never see them over here in Australia, so I was really, really happy. It's one of the cool things I'd love to get is, when you walk into a McDonald's and they have the Happy Meal toys, and they're in like these little boxes, little dioramas, or at least they used to.
Perspex box. They used to be. They don't do it anymore.
Well, they had one for Mario Brothers 3 when it came out. And it had all these toys in it, and people obviously collect them. Anyway, so that's a smattering of what I've got. But head on over to Mr. Benjamin at Instagram, and that's where I put all my finds, and it's really, really fun.
Sorry, Ben, you can't really see a close-up of it on the stream. So I just want to draw attention to what this Luigi looks like, because he's the stuff of my nightmares.
Yeah. You know the Luigi meme? Where he looks really creepy.
Yes, when he's like driving and he looks...
No. The old school. And it's based on this character model because he's got the really devilish moustache. Okay. And he looks really scrawny and
You spent half our show and haven't even got to the topic yet.
I know, right? So...
First show back, ladies and gentlemen. Might be a long one.
I think we'll burn through the news very, very quickly.
Yeah.
So there are some news topics. Before we do, I did want to say that I've decided to commit to 12 monthly issues of a newsletter where I'll be typing up little articles and sending them out at the end of the month on stuff we don't cover a lot in the show.
For those of you under the age of 40, that is a print or an email with writing.
Yes. It's basically an email you sign up for on over the Hack the Dino website. If you go to hackthedino.com, click on newsletter, just put your first name, your email address. Each month it'll come to your inbox. It will be Ben's monthly feet picks. Why? No,
Sorry,
Michael Towns.
for listeners, podcast listeners, we're just laughing at a comment from the chat of Ben's monthly feet pics. Ben's dear diary. There's some great
Basically,
ideas in here.
I need to get back into my writing, and this is a way for me to have a task to write for. So head on over to hackthedino.com, sign up, costs nothing. You get at least 12 issues of me talking about video game stuff. That's cool. Maybe I can talk these people into putting something together eventually. But if not, that's okay. All right, let's zoom through these news topics. Topic number 1, we all saw the Zelda Switch OLED rumors. When I saw them, I thought, well, that actually looks pretty authentic, and turned to Jazz and said, do you think I need a new OLED? She looked at me.
There's your mistake.
Well, she actually looked at me and she goes, yeah, I think maybe you will. Because she knows how much I love Zelda.
I also think that this might be something that forces me to upgrade my original model.
If this is real, and it looks pretty
looks
real.
very real.
Like, just the way, like, if this is doctored up, they have gone a long, long way to make it look doctored up.
It looks very legit.
All I want to know is, why does anyone who ever has leaked pics of something take it on a Nokia 3110? Why
They're going to do it secretly from their button camera.
So OLED's got a Zelda insignia at the front. The Joy-Cons are gold and green with that sort of
Shimmery
virusy type thing we saw in the
virus.
trailer. Well, like Link has that hand thing and it infects him.
yes.
But yeah, if this is real, I am all for it. Braden, what are you highlighting there?
It's got a bunch of spirals on the back. It's like bloody Uzumaki out here.
That's exactly what they were going
Maybe
for.
there's a hidden message in it.
There's also reports that Tears of the Kingdom will be the last significant Switch release until the next system.
That's a big call saying it'll be the last significant one. I mean...
Well, I mean, the last high-end one, I guess.
You reckon you'll get another Mario game? Before
Metroid Prime 4.
Metroid Prime 4, another Mario Odyssey maybe.
5-6 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Odyssey, I think they'll save for the next Switch.
You reckon? I reckon an Odyssey game would be less power hungry than a Zelda game.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
I say that having no developing experience whatsoever.
just
like
throwing
throwing stuff out, pretending I know shit.
Braden, what do you think of the OLED?
I think it's pretty if it's real.
Yep.
I also I'm also in that same boat of being like, I have no idea where Nintendo were at the moment in terms of, are we at the end of the Switch? Like, are we preparing for an iteration on top of it or the next console thing?
See,
I don't know what they're doing.
There were reports that Switch mid-cycle upgrade was supposed to happen. That everyone was reporting, the Super Switch, but because of the pandemic and the shortage and everything, they just went, nah, we're not going to do it.
time out around then.
Yeah, just focus on the next console.
Remember when we all thought the Switch Pro was coming out?
Yeah, see,
like 2 years ago.
I understand people saying this, but that report, like, oh yeah, it was going to be, but they decided to cancel it. It's also coming from the same people who constantly went, oh, Switch Pro's going to be announced.
Yeah.
Switch Pro's going to be announced.
It's clickbait.
So of course they're going to say, oh yeah, they were going to do it. I was going to be right, but it's okay.
That's the thing. A lot of these leakers, they post 99 things a day, and 1 out of every 1,000 might be correct, and then they point to that one that's correct, and they say, I'm a
and
trusting
that validates
source.
me as a credible source.
And do you know what else they do? They delete all the wrong ones.
Yep.
So you go back over their timeline, and it just has hit.
Funny that.
Sneaky. We're going to skip the next story. I'll go through that in the newsletter, hackthedino.com.
Sounds good.
I did want to talk, though. I thought, Braden, you'd want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Project Leonardo being
yeah.
announced. Braden, do you want to take the reins for this one?
This is absolutely fantastic. So this is, they announced it at CES, which just happened recently, and if you're a massive nerd like me, you were probably paying attention to it. Sony came out, and they were like, hey, we're finally doing an accessibility controller.
Finally.
They've been planning it for ages. They've had it in production for ages. And it seems really interesting.
I really like the concept of it.
Do you want to describe it there, Floppy?
So what we're looking at is almost like a singular joystick, which is attached to... how do I say it so that people listening can understand?
It looks a little bit like...
a round base.
No, what's that board game? There's a board game that looks a little bit like it.
Is it Simon?
Essentially,
Yeah, it looks a little bit like a Simon.
The button configuration is on a disc.
And those button configurations, I may be wrong, but my understanding was you can actually take those buttons off and put them
Yes.
back on
So
and
you-
rearrange it.
Interchangeable. They're
You
also
can
quite large.
Change every single one of them to be however you want it to be.
And it also lays flat down on a surface. So
Which
for
is
people
huge.
who are impaired in
Yeah.
any physical way, can actually play games.
Put it on a table.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's
It's
actually, I
awesome.
will recommend people, like, look it up yourself because it's really just interesting from a design perspective. PlayStation actually put out on their YouTube channel a really sweet video of a bunch of different developers and accessibility counselors and folks who have disabilities who have been helping in the development of this. And it's just like a 3-minute video of people just being really passionate about video games and finally being able to play them their way.
Yeah.
And it's just fantastic.
You know, I'm tempted to even get one just to mess around with it.
I mean, yeah, it'd be fascinating, wouldn't it?
Like,
It's
can you imagine
pretty
playing
awesome.
Street Fighter on that?
I wonder if that middle part is a giant trackpad.
Oh, it's got a square. Oh, the square button might be separate. That whole thing wouldn't be. A
Yeah,
square
I reckon that
button.
might be a button in the middle.
Yeah,
It's-
I think it's a big button that's available. So, like, if you need to hit it with, like, a larger part of a limb.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Because there's a lot of people who can't play with a controller at all, so they need something flat.
Afnex.
I was going to say, good question. Have we any guesses on cost?
Oh,
I don't think we've heard anything about cost, have we?
I'm hoping it'll be similar to a normal PS5 controller.
I could almost guarantee I don't think it will be.
Yeah, I also just had the thought. I have no idea what Xbox's accessibility controller costs.
yeah, right.
I forgot they'd done one. Townsie's got similar thoughts to what I have in the chat. I was going to go for the $199 mark.
Australian.
Yeah, Australian. I reckon it's $199 Australian.
So that's for the US listeners. That's about $2.50 for you.
Well, basically because it's obviously not going to be made in as huge quantities as their base controller.
Right.
So it's going to have a higher cost, like just for production. Customize, like obviously custom parts, lower print. I reckon if they can pull it into the $199, I reckon that's a good cost for it.
And given that those buttons do come off and can be interchangeable and moved around,
There's going to have to be a lot of. There's going to have to be resistance against wear and tear.
and spares.
Yeah.
Like I live in a house full of that kind of jank. Yeah, that'll
Jank?
do. Like you lose things. Things come off. They fall on the floor. They go up a vacuum. They go under the fridge. I have a fridge in my lounge room. Shut up.
There is one thing I hope doesn't happen.
What's that?
I hope it actually gets into the hands of the people that need it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it's not just like exclusively for like
Scalpers.
trade shows and scalpers.
I also just hope it's not collectors that just don't pick them up and never use them, and then people that need them can't use them.
oh,
That's true.
I really hope that's not a thing.
That just occurred to me then.
I might pick one up well into the life of it when there's heaps of supply.
So you buy them as two?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know too.
I didn't realize
yeah.
that.
So it's 2.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that.
So one looks like it's got a joystick. The other one looks like it might have like an upside
thumbstick?
down, like a giant analog stick that's like got a depression in it.
that's really
okay.
cool.
Yeah, this is looking very cool. Maybe I'm maybe 250.
Yeah.
I reckon
especially
maybe
if they're
250.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope it doesn't get bought up just by scalpers and people who want to put it on a shelf. I was thinking about that the very first thing too, and then I'm like, you know what? It needs to get into the hands of the people that
Yeah, we'll
that
just
need
leave it for a bit.
to the. I say hands, but I realise the kind of thing I'm talking about.
Do you know what else you'll be able to get quite readily now, according to PlayStation's Jim Ryan?
What's that?
You'll be able to get a PS5 whenever you want because the shortage is over.
What have they been doing for the last 6 months?
I don't know.
Like, you could get PS5s easy.
But here's an exact quote from Jim Ryan, CEO of Sony. Everyone who wants a PS5 should have a much easier time finding one at retailers globally, starting from this point forward. So it's over. So it's all done. So if you can't get a PS5, write Jim Ryan an email.
He's about 6 months too late.
Yeah. So you've seen them out in the wild quite regularly?
Yeah, all the time.
What about the Xbox? Are they harder to come
Yes,
across still?
much harder.
Really?
Yeah,
Especially in Australia, or do you have
definitely
any...
Australia.
Why is that?
They didn't make as many.
For Australia, or just...
Anyway, they
allocation.
just haven't made as many.
Are the...
They're harder to get. They're still under pre-order if you need to get them, with no expected release date here at the moment.
Wow, Xboxes are still under pre-order.
Yep. PS5s, you'll be able to walk in and buy them for a while now. And even before that, there was drops all the time. You just had to pre-order them.
Can I put to you a hypothesis?
Sure.
Does the PS5 have any inbuilt browser or any way to access the internet at all?
I am assuming so. I haven't really looked for one.
Yes?
I think so.
Yeah, yes, it does. Yes, it has an internet browser.
I mean, I haven't used an internet browser on a PlayStation since the PS3.
Yeah, me neither, which is really weird. I'm sure it did. Yes, it does.
Could you, hypothetically,
Yes.
access Game Pass from a web browser?
Ooh.
Is that a thing that would be possible?
Well, when I search PS5 web browser, the top article is from Tom's Guide saying how to access the PS5 secret web browser.
Ooh, the secret web browser.
Secret web browser purely for the dark web.
Well, what about, like, if you can access it and play Games Pass, you can have access to Games Pass on your PS5 and then
But I mean, you can have access to Game Pass on a laptop.
yeah, but the games won't run very well, where at least,
True.
the PS5 have a similar processing power.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, maybe not.
I googled PS5 Game Pass, and the top thing is PS Now.
No.
They
no,
are
Sony.
they are paying their way to that top Google search result.
But yeah, that's an interesting point of view.
I'd be
But yeah,
interested.
no,
sure someone's tried
PS5's. It's been such a weird little thing because, I think shortage of consoles is an odd way of putting it.
Yeah.
Because the only thing that made it... Now, this is going to sound dumb, I know. The only thing that made it a shortage of consoles was not that they couldn't make enough consoles. It was that the demand for them increased so rapidly. So instead of them going to make them and being like, we can't fulfill what we needed to do because there's not enough
Parts.
stuff, it's more to the point that COVID happened and the demand for these things tripled overnight, and you can't adjust production that fast. And so it's not like, even if you had more of everything, you still couldn't make them fast enough.
It also, I would also think that it is similar to the comic book industry. If people don't see it on the shelf for some reason, people, in the grand majority, don't like pre-ordering or putting their name down for an order.
No,
But that's the
it's
thing.
weird.
Each of us were able to pick it up with the pre-order.
Yeah, because
I got launch day.
Yeah.
So did you, Braden.
Yeah, and you see it with comics all the time. People will be like, "Oh yeah, it's super easy to get a hold of. We'll put your name down for it." And they're like, "No, I'll just get it when it comes in." It's like, no,
you
it's
won't.
not coming in. If you don't put your name down for it, it's not coming in.
Yeah.
That's why I like going on Kickstarter as well, because
Yeah.
obviously you see a lot of these games that blow up like Chained Echoes. But pre-ordering, I've heard people say, don't pre-order, it's rubbish. I am actually all for it.
I hear people saying don't pre-order because it's giving money. I'm like, no, you're not giving money to anyone.
No, you're-
you put money down on a table and it's a placeholder until you get your thing in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
it's
giving
a-
them $10, which will come off the final price,
Which is also refundable if you change your mind.
and to ensure that you 100% have that.
It's almost like, it's not that pre-ordering is trash. It's that you shouldn't be pre-ordering trash.
Yeah.
You just need better taste.
Yeah, that's true. That's a very good point there, Braden. Well done. You get a medal. Speaking of medals, I didn't take one out last year, which is very upsetting. I'm a very sad boy. Unfortunately, out of all the Dino hosts, only one person took out all the trophies. The host fantasy critic, which we'll be doing a little bit later on tonight.
Yes, yes.
And the 2022... look at that. Look at that face.
Smug.
The 2022 predictions. Reigning champion, taking the crown from me, Braden Dixon.
Woo! Oh man, I cannot believe it.
So
I mean, I did have one of the most accurate predictions of last year.
that you nailed, and we went, yeah, we have to give you
Yeah.
an extra point for that because it was the Elden Ring.
Yeah,
beating-
it was specifically everything about how completely overlooked Horizon was.
And I think
I still haven't even played it.
you said a week later, and it came out 6 days later.
Yep.
And I think at that time we didn't even have launch dates for
I
one of them.
think it was up in the air, but I was like, if this happens, it'll be perfect.
So I've decided it's time to crack open, being the first show back for 2023. We are once again going to do our predictions for 2023. I'm going to keep these and we're going to look back at them right down the other end of the year and see who won. And hopefully I can retrain, regain my crown to sit on my pretty bald head. So Anto's got his
Well, look,
predictions here
if
as
any
well.
one of us needs it.
Something's got to cover up this scalp. We each have 4 predictions each. 3 realistic ones that we think actually will happen, and then 1 far out of left field.
Which we hope will happen, but
Which it's just out of there. Like,
it's a shot
out.
in the dark.
But if it does happen, I've decided that's going to be worth 2 points.
Ooh.
So-
Remember that discussion?
Well, I've just decided now.
It wasn't a discussion.
No.
It makes sense as to why I don't remember it.
Yeah.
All right, so Floppy, you want to kick it off with number 1 prediction
Sure.
for 2023?
My number 1 prediction is, and no, this is not just on a whim. This is looking back at how popular this has become.
Mm-hmm.
I think the price of Game Pass is going to increase.
I thought that's already been confirmed.
Should I fact check quickly?
Yeah, do a fact check.
If it is, that is not a point to me because I had no idea.
No, if it is already confirmed, I'd say we give it to you anyway because
I had no idea.
Well, and also it is going to happen in 2023. So technically, if something's been confirmed, you're right.
So, okay. Well, there's articles here from the 5th of December, and then later, the 23rd of December, the games themselves will be price increasing, but it doesn't
Oh, yeah, because
look
Xbox
like...
are going up to like the $70
Yeah,
American
Xbox
thing.
games are going up, but it doesn't say Game Pass.
I think the subscription to Game Pass will go up.
I agree.
They've gotten a huge player base with the $1 entry. I reckon that might go up to $2. It might go up to $3, and the 3 monthly, yearly, I think, is going to bump up as well because they've seen how much stuff people just download off it.
Yep. No, I think it's a good call. Good call. Brayden.
Okay. This one honestly hurts a little bit, but I am really worried about this game.
Yep.
Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, will disappoint from the expectations of Rocksteady, the developer. It will score below 85 on Metacritic,
Oh, man, you're being very
which
specific.
is below Arkham Knight's score.
How specific was he last time and he won?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
So
It can be specific if you're right.
I'm deeply worried about Rocksteady and this game. This game is a 4-player co-op game.
It reeks of Marvel Avengers, doesn't it?
It reeks of Marvel Avengers and Gotham Knights. It oozes live service. Oops, live service is going badly. Let's pull back and single player. Yeah, go for it. I look at this gameplay and I'm not sold. Look at that.
Yeah, but I mean, this is
It's pre-development.
very pre-development.
Pre-development.
Yeah.
It's pre-release. I am deeply worried. I think it's going to suffer from Gotham Knight syndrome in the case of people I know people are stupid, but people are expecting Batman Arkham, and it's not Batman Arkham, and they're going to be disappointed. I am really interested to see what they do. I just don't know if it's going to be a hit. So...
It's a good call. I also am worried about it. It's been delayed twice.
yeah.
Yeah.
But once again, being delayed is not necessarily a bad thing these days.
No, but it also doesn't scream confidence, considering the more games are delayed, the less confidence you have. And we've had so many...
I reckon we're changing that outlook, though.
I think the opposite.
Changing in progress. I think, if someone can delay and give us a reason as to why, you're like, all right, I'm glad you've seen a problem and you're going to fix it.
The only company, and surprise, surprise, that I have any confidence in with delaying their games is Nintendo first-party
They
property
never
games.
delay their game.
Are you talking... Every Zelda is always delayed ever.
I think
I didn't
it's
think
just,
they ever gave it a date.
I think we should
Every
be
Zelda game.
heading towards a development and gaming culture in where, give us back when they announced Fallout 4 and released it 6 months later. Like,
Just release
you
it.
don't need to reveal a game 3 years before release.
Or give it an animated GIF and then 6 years later still not have the game. Hey, Nintendo.
Yeah, or you can do that.
I think it's a good call, Braden. I'm worried about that game as well.
Read out
Very
Anto's.
worried.
Yeah, go for Antos.
All right, Anto, his first prediction, and this is a big one for Anto. Like,
I read this and was actually very surprised.
yeah, he must believe this.
His
He
poor
thinks
heart.
the Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, I forget what it's called, will be delayed.
I mean, not out of the question. It's a big game. How many
Like
times?
Rebirth or Reborn or
I
something?
think it was Rebirth.
Revomit, I think it's called. Yeah, that's the one.
Reflux. Sorry, Anto. It was a good one, though.
It was good.
Yeah, I mean, again, I can see it happening. Who knows what Square Enix is up to lately? Certainly not making good games.
But the fact that Anto's pulled this out, and like, if anyone's going to know anything about this game, it's Anto. Like, he's going to be knee deep in all of the news for this too.
It'll be interesting to see when we do the fantasy critic as to whether he calls that as one of his games.
Oh, that'd be huge.
If he doesn't, if he leaves it, or it's his counter.
Everyone else will be so nervous to pick it up.
Ooh.
I don't think anyone would if Anto doesn't.
Make sure you head on over to patreon.com, Hack the Dino, join us for $1 a month, and you too can watch our show where we do our fantasy critic. Very exciting, doing it live after this show. And then the one with patrons we're doing on the weekend, so that'll be cool as well.
Ben, what's your first prediction?
My first pick, I've decided, instead of all the negative Nellies we've got here saying price increases and delays, I've decided to go with something positive, something a little bit more sunshine.
Very unlike you.
I know. What's going on? Nintendo will announce a new side-scrolling Mario game in 2 or 2.5D.
2.5D.
Brayden, why? Why would you tarnish my TV with that specimen?
I won't lie. I was trying to find if someone had put footage of just a GIF of Chris Pratt in like a Mario game.
Yep.
Oh, that would have been great.
But then I found Elon Musk dressed as Wario, so I think
Was that Elon Musk?
It was
Yeah,
Elon Musk.
It's a Saturday Night Live skit.
It's probably the best thing he's ever done.
He lost millions of dollars coming out of that skit, I think,
Beautiful.
because no one took him seriously. Who would have thought?
Because of that.
Yeah, stock markets are fickle.
Not because of his kid's name?
No. Random symbols are fine.
Wrong.
Why a 2.5D game?
2 or 2.5D, just because I think kids nowadays, like their target audience, which are the kids, like something looking... They're so used to having 3D or realistic looking graphics, I think they need to cater to that. I don't think we'll ever see a straight to... Like this, for me, what we're watching at the moment, New Super Mario Brothers Wii, that's 2.5D.
Yeah.
They're like 3D models in a side-scrolling nature.
Yeah.
I feel like I worded my question wrong. Why that and not a 3D game?
Because I think...
Because it makes it stand out now.
Well, yeah, it'll stand out. It's been a long time since we had a last 2D Mario game. We need a Mario game out this year to sync up with the movie. And I don't think they're going to do Odyssey. As I said previously, I think Odyssey is going to be the game for the new system, which I think will get announced next year, which is not in my... Spoiler alert, it's not one of my picks for this year. So I think a new 2D game would be perfect to release this year to cash in on Mario. That's my logic.
Nintendo cash in on Mario?
I know, right? What's going on there? Yeah, well, it's time to try something new. Floppy, what's your pick number 2?
My second pick is a Nintendo-themed pick.
Oh.
It is that Tears of the Kingdom, it'll sell really well. Mm-hmm. It'll sell really well because everyone's been waiting for it, and it's a Zelda game, so people are going to do it without thinking.
Easily 20 million copies.
But I don't think it's going to review as well as Breath of the Wild.
See, this is where I disagree. And it's not just because I'm a fanboy. Sequels, traditionally, do a lot better than the original.
But you say that like the original is not Breath of the Wild.
He's got you there.
But Breath of the Wild, despite it being an almost perfect game,
Yes.
almost perfect game,
Yes.
it was enjoyed by everyone, but everyone had something that they didn't like about it.
But that's every game.
Exactly. But Nintendo, being Nintendo, would have listened to that. I think if one company... all right, I'll take that back. I was going to say, if one company does listen... No, they don't.
No. Nintendo just
don't.
do what they want, no matter what.
Nintendo are very protective over their IP. They've got a genre redefining game in Breath of the Wild. They know what's at stake. I think the reason it was delayed wasn't because the game wasn't ready. It was because they want to make it perfect and flawless.
Here's my thing. Mm-hmm. We've been waiting for it for so long that I think that reviewers... Now, I don't mean general public. I mean reviewers are going to pick it to pieces because they've been waiting for so long.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
So I'm not saying that like you and I, the general public, are not going to think it's amazing and better than Breath of the Wild. I think those critics, and it's going to score lower in like Metacritic.
Sorry, seeing Onuma in front of a black screen's giving me
War flashbacks.
panic attacks.
War flashbacks.
No, look, possibly. In the end, as we always say, with reviewers, you find someone whose opinion you like and you go by their opinion. Don't listen to every reviewer ever. Go to reputable sources and ones that you can trust.
But that's
we'll
what
see.
I think. That's what I think will happen.
Yeah. Okay, Brayden, what's your second pick?
My second pick is...
You sound like you're presenting a book report.
Well, you see, I'm gonna part the kimono for a second here.
Oh.
Because
I've been to Japan in the onsens. I know what that means.
what I'm doing when I talk like that behind the computer here is I'm stalling while I close the video and get back to the Google Docs so that I can read what I wrote.
Oh, I thought you were just doing a Christopher Walken, like
No,
no.
That's me just
The
full on.
thing
being-
that-
I'm switching scene and then closing the video and changing windows and I'm just talking incredibly slowly to hide that. And now that I've pointed it out, everyone's going to notice it.
Yep.
Every time we're going to call you
Every
out.
time.
Hey,
And
Braden,
what's
what are you
more,
changing? Hey, Braden, what are you changing?
I can see you at the corner of my eye, so I'm just going to... Whenever I see you frantically pushing buttons, I go, so Brayden, what do you think?
Yeah.
Even-
Braden, can you give us a sign language reading of what you want? No. So my second bit. Sorry, I almost swallowed my gum.
Good.
GTA 6 is officially revealed from Rockstar. Very heavy-handed commentary on police violence in America, even for a GTA game, ACAB, and is given a 2024 release window.
I mean, it's plausible.
I think this is my safest pick in
2024.
the entire lot.
See,
Yeah, I don't think it's this year.
I agree.
I
think
don't
it's
think.
this year.
I'm going to go as far as I don't think it's 2024.
I reckon even 25, 26. Like, obviously, there was that huge leak last year that we
Yep.
don't really like going on about, so we know that the game actually exists. Well, it depends when they want to reveal it, or whether they just want to hold it close to their chest and then reveal it when they're ready.
I think this is going to be a sleeper pick for me if anything happens with it. I think it'll be late in the year they do a reveal.
So, post E3?
What's E3? Yeah, I think it's going to be late
my
in the
day.
year, and this will be a big thing where it's like, yep, cool, it's coming next year. And did I? Oh, I totally thought I had another part of this.
Nope.
You might have thought you had another part.
I totally thought I did. I definitely
don't.
thought I wrote was going to imply that it had a feminine protagonist as well.
I think that's been confirmed.
Has it?
Yeah,
I'm pretty
with that
sure.
leaks.
I
yeah.
knew that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, that's not part of it then. That's fine.
Well, I mean, it's an easy way to get at least a point.
Well, that would be like
But I mean,
0.5
sorry.
of a point, maybe.
Yes, Braden, make it more specific.
Get really nitty gritty in it.
Now
I want to
probably-
get
How many syllables will be in that protagonist's name?
0.005% of a point.
do you want to go Antos again?
Yeah, sure. So Anto predicts that a Switch Pro / Super Switch. Oh my God, I can't say that.
That's why I
Switch
made
Pro Super Switch announced by September.
I disagree. We're not going to get an announcement this year. It'll be early next
Me
year.
too. But you know, that's what these predictions are about.
They are. I honestly think the Switch has got. It's still selling really well.
Yes.
They're bringing out, well, as we discussed earlier, a possible OLED. So they're going to want to sell them.
Very much so.
I honestly think it'll be start of next year that they announce whatever the next console is. I don't see anything coming from Nintendo this year. Definitely not a mid-season upgrade. Mid-season?
I don't think we'll see anything this year
Generation.
or the first half of next year.
Oh, really? You think, what, post E3 next year? Mm-hmm. For holiday season?
Ben, there's not going to be an E3 next year.
Well, you never know. They're changing
I
things
think
up.
E3 is now just code for middle of the year-ish.
When I say E3, I mean those 3 weeks in June/July.
Where everyone does a press conference.
That's right. Speaking of which, we're due for a Nintendo one soon.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And Xbox has announced theirs. Oh, that'll be interesting. Maybe by next show we'll have some directs to go over. Yes, content.
That'd be nice.
Okay, so for my second pick, PlayStation VR 2 will sell much less than the PS VR 1 by December. I think the entrance price tag attached to this system, and I think the games available for this system means people will not pick it up when it's released, and it will stay that way until next year when some more higher-end games come out, if at all.
You know, there's like 30 games for this.
Yeah, but how many of them are must-haves?
You only need Beat Saber, that's it.
I know, but
That is true. You do only need Beat Saber.
you can have Beat Saber on PSVR 1.
Yeah, but no one's going to buy that when you got a PSVR 2 to run your PS5.
But if I go to a cash converters or a pawn shop and get PSVR 1 for $200 or spend $950 on PSVR 2, I'll buy the cheaper system to play Beat Saber.
Yeah, the cheaper system. So not the $1,700 to $1,800 Vive. You're going to buy the $900 PSVR 2.
But Beat Saber's on PSVR 1, is it not?
Yeah.
And that is still compatible with the PS5 as long as you got that dongle, right?
Yeah, but
So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go and spend $200 on a second-hand system to play one game rather than
you're going to get it in 4K.
I'm not going to spend $950 to play a lightsaber game.
You'll spend it to play a lightsaber game and Horizon.
For 30 minutes?
For
a 30-minute Horizon game. $1,000.
Anyone that's buying VR will.
Let us know in the comments or via our Discord or whatever if you plan on buying PSVR 2. I am going to die on this hill.
Ben, I think you will be able to find a couple VR headsets depending on your spelling of pawn shop.
Well, it depends what you're looking for. I'll be beating a saber, that's for sure. Thank you.
No one.
Thank you. Thank you. To whoever in our questionnaire last year said, I swear sometimes their jokes are pre-written. Nope, just always thinking about beating.
It's also pre-written ones would be better.
I think that was a good joke, wasn't it?
Sure.
Yes.
All right. What's the next one?
Beating my saber. I'm going to put that on TikTok.
All
I'm
right.
just going to do
My
1,000
next
views.
prediction, even though I know a lot of people have talked about this happening or not happening, Sony will not buy Square Enix.
Gee, I wonder where you got that from.
We'll get to that.
We will.
Because that's not. This was one of the ones I wanted to do, and then I was like, I saw one of your later predictions. With the amount of stuff that's been up about monopolies and other big buyouts, I don't think they're going to turn around and do this.
Really?
So yeah, my thing, they will not buy Square Enix 2023 is a 2023 prediction.
If anything, no, I won't go into it in a moment. But if anything, if Sony did buy Square Enix, it would even out that monopoly. But anyway.
Well, they're actively trying to fight that monopoly.
Square Enix are too busy in their NFT game. They're too focused on those non-fungible tokens.
So they're going to need money.
Yeah, they are. Actually, yeah, honestly, that could ruin Square Enix, and Square Enix could actually be like, we don't have anything, please buy us.
You know how they could make a lot of money?
Crypto.
Remaking Chrono Trigger, you nerds!
Never
Easy.
going to happen.
Billions of dollars just sitting there.
Yeah, Ben's going to buy all the copies.
I fucking will.
I'll buy one.
All right.
Might actually play
Brayden.
Okay. My third pick
Third pick.
is the Wonder Woman game from Monolith. Yeah, remember that? Neither did I until earlier today.
I completely forgotten this thing existed.
Yep.
So did I until you wrote it, and I read it and went, oh yeah.
I was looking through stuff today at work, working really hard, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot
watching
that was
Dan?
even a thing. So, the Wonder Woman game from Monolith, who are the creators and developers behind the Shadow of Mordor, Nemesis system, all that stuff, will get a full trailer and an end-of-year release window, inevitably getting delayed to 2024.
I reckon it gets canned.
Ooh, completely canned.
Yep.
If you hadn't have said anything today about it, I'd have forgot the whole thing existed anyway.
Yep, and this was revealed in 2021.
But they did this. Wasn't that the same show they revealed the Star Wars Eclipse CGI trailer?
I think that was that the same show?
That's all we get now is just CGI trailers, and then you
you're
hear
not
about
wrong.
it, and it's like, oh yeah, this game actually hasn't been made. We just spent all the time getting the CGI trailer put together by a different company.
Honestly, everything going on with DC at the moment is really concerning.
Well, it's they're just burning it down and hoping a phoenix rises from the ashes.
And that Phoenix's name has to be Batman because DC are a Batman publishing company.
Well, I mean, wasn't there rumors that James Gunn has said, yeah, I'm thinking maybe Batman's where we're going with it. That's going to be the start.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. He wants to do Superman, but you can't do DC without Batman because Batman's the thing that pays the bills.
It's like doing Nintendo without doing Mario.
It's true. Anto's up again. So what did Anto predict for his third prediction there, Floppy?
He's kind of gone against mine a little bit.
It's kind of related to yours a little bit.
Sony will at least buy exclusive rights to the Final Fantasy mainline titles, but not the spin-offs.
So he's saying not the whole company,
Not the whole company,
just the Final Fantasy.
but all the Final Fantasy mainline,
Just Chocobo Racing.
just Chocobo Racing, will be PlayStation exclusive.
I don't think Square Enix would be smart enough to do that. Let me rephrase that. I don't think Square Enix would let that property go because that is their bread and butter. Like, if they sell that and then what's the business worth after that?
No.
Like, surely they would make more money selling the entire thing as a whole. I don't think... Is Square Enix a public traded company?
I can look.
Have a look. See if it's on the share market. Because if it's still a private-owned company, then yeah, okay, maybe slight chance. But if it is publicly traded, not a chance in hell.
So Townsy has made an interesting point. Actually, a very good point. If there's no MMO Final Fantasy on PC, which is a numbered mainline one, Final Fantasy 14, folks would riot.
Really?
Which they would. That's a huge community.
But I mean, Sony, if they did buy it, would put it on PC because they've started putting all their games on, all their exclusives
a
on.
year or two later.
It seems like they're on the share market.
So they're a publicly traded company.
There's Square Enix Holdings Co. Limited.
Yeah.
Japanese multinational holding company, production enterprise and entertainment conglomerate, known for Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, and Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, there is no way they would sell just Final Fantasy. There is absolutely no way. But he has put at least. So, that's open to interpretation. Very sly maneuver there.
What's your last of your not legitimate, what's the word?
Researched.
Research.
Well
picks.
thought out.
Possible.
Plausible even.
Metroid Prime Trilogy will be released this year.
Bullshit. Sorry. Cough.
So I'm not talking about Metroid Prime 4.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about I'm talking about Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3 in a package, re-released for the Switch.
Will they be remastered or remade?
I think
Or it'll be a port?
don't think it can be a port.
It'll be a port and it'll run at the exact same resolution.
Exact same frame rate. I'm not going to go into that detail because
I'm not asking you to put it in your prediction, just your thoughts.
I think they'd be silly not to do a remaster.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, at least up the graphics a little bit. Because the game still plays really well. I'm playing Metroid Prime at the moment on my GameCube, and the controllers are still really, really innovative.
Maybe it doesn't need a remaster. That looks just as good as the new Doctor Strange film.
Well, it's not hard.
It actually looks a lot like Metroid Dread.
It does. It does. But yeah, I think Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3 coming out. You can't get it anymore. Metroid Prime on the Wii, when they did re-release it, goes for stupid money now because Nintendo have this rule where they won't release remakes on two consecutive systems, which is why we haven't seen Twilight or Wind Waker.
Because it was out in the
My
Wii
favorite
U.
thing at the moment is that the chat are roasting Ben for basically saying needs more graphics. Bump up the graphics on level 3.
Too many graphics, 7 out of 10.
Frame rate, yes.
Too much water. Too much water.
All right, far out picks.
The far out pick.
Crazy wild picks.
Far out, dude.
Far out, man.
Far out, man. I don't know what that was. So here's mine. I think that The Last of Us Part 3 game will be announced, but not for this year.
So they'll just go, oh yeah, we're doing Last of Us Part 3. Bold prediction, Floppy.
No. I think it'll be... sorry, I probably should have added...
You know that really successful game series we've got, which they've just released, where they're releasing a TV show that has got rave reviews from reviewers so far. You know that thing that's just printing us money? Yeah, we might do a third one.
I think they'll make a third... I probably should have rephrased that. Not for this year, for next year.
So they're just announcing Part 3 this year.
Announcing it this year to release next year.
Okay, to release next year.
Yeah, I probably should have finished writing that.
I'm going to change that.
Please change it, because I know you'll pick me up on it later.
You know I will, because that's an easy point.
Yeah. But yeah, they've had Last of Us Part 2 and then the remake last year. They'll have the TV show this year. I think they'll make it a trilogy of years with the Last of Us Part 3. Yeah, Last of Us Part 3 Tokyo Drift.
I wish. That'd be great.
No, this is when they reveal that Last of Us Part 3 starts and a big nuke goes off, and then the radiation that's caused has turned everyone into big bandicoots.
And they crash.
And they crash around.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Braden, what's your far out pick?
My far out pick is me swapping between scenes.
Nice.
This one.
My far out
My
pick.
far
What were you doing there, Braden?
out pick is the Super Mario Bros. Movie will score higher than 75% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I think that's a
I think
given.
that's almost given.
If you think that that's a given,
Yeah.
I will draw your attention to Rotten Tomato scores. Thank you very much. Werewolves Within is the highest video game Rotten Tomato score ever, and it's only an 86. The next is Angry Birds the Movie 2 at 73.
So are you saying that this movie is not going to score higher than
Sonic
Angry
the
Birds?
Hedgehog 2, a good movie, got 69% on
What
Rotten
about-
Tomatoes.
What about Detective Pikachu? That was
Detective
actually a really
Pikachu
good film.
only got 68.
Wow.
It
Okay.
has to be better than Detective Pikachu.
Braden, these are supposed to be far out guesses. What are you doing researching?
That's fair.
Why are you adding facts?
You've got me. Well, no, you see, this is the far out. It's not going to get above a 75%. No, it is.
It is. You're saying it is.
That
saying
makes
it will.
it a far out.
Oh, okay. That it will beat the 75.
How did Mortal Kombat get 54?
Are
sure it's not 5.4?
They hate Australians. Thanks, Zach.
Is it 5.4?
They hate Australian production, and they want 54.
It's pretty bad.
Largely for fans of the source material, but far from fatal flawed.
G'day, Zach Sabbath in the chat.
I'll be seeing you tomorrow night, Zach Sabbath.
But
That's right.
Yeah, when you look at this
will be.
list from Rotten
Oh,
Tomatoes,
okay. I was
it's,
like, wow, how presumptuous.
it's pretty rough.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zach Sabbath, he's going to be on the show at some point. We're going to get him on. He just needs to come on a little bit later. So one night when we can do a bit later.
Who's Zach Sabbath?
Zach Sabbath is a wrestling friend.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Cool. Please don't hurt me.
Well, friend, I did headbutt him last time we were in the ring together, but that's not my fault. But I did headbutt him.
Sorry you've known Ben so closely.
All right. So after this,
He doesn't know you very well. He just called you handsome.
Yeah, well, you know,
Maybe he's talking to me.
I think so. I think realistically, lay it up here. Okay, so who's Anto's far out pick? Yeah, go with Anto's far out.
Anto's far out pick is somebody will sue Nintendo will sue someone for selling a game of theirs secondhand at some point before 2024.
That's fair. I hope it's me.
It's not far out. It's legit. I'm
If
sure
I
it's
got-
happening right now.
If I got that cease and desist, I would frame that mother and put it up on my wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the kind of wackiness I like, but you know,
Yeah,
there's
that's
no
good
chance of it happening. But that is funny.
Ben, what's your far out pick?
My far out pick is that Sony will indeed buy Square Enix.
Please be excited.
My reasoning, Square Enix, what the fuck are you doing? Like, really, besides the Chrono Trigger bollocks, what are you doing? You're releasing trash after trash after trash after trash after trash, and then you're releasing Final Fantasy VII too, whatever that is. What?
Sorry, Zach Sabbath is the Zach that I know, Zach.
Yeah. It's one that gave
No,
you
your
lots of
wrestler name.
money.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, so Square Enix basically are going to sync themselves with this NFT bollocks that they're going into, which only the head wants to do, and they will have no choice but to sell up in order to appease the shareholders or get their asses sued by those shareholders.
And just be like run into the streets by all the people who play Final Fantasy 14.
Yep. You know what? I might actually look into how much shares are and buy a single share into Square Enix so I get the emails whenever they have to make a decision like that.
Solid.
Not a bad
That's
idea.
We got a
like
few.
that's really poor inside journalism. Like
Yeah.
you're just like, I'm gonna spend money to learn basically nothing.
I'll steal the money. All right.
Ah.
I mean, it can't be that much. Right?
Theft.
$1.50? Something like that? Yeah. Easy.
All right, so we got some viewer predictions as well.
We do. What's the first one?
First one is Game Boy Dad.
Game Boy Dad.
Game Boy Dad. Now, hey, Game Boy Dad's prediction is Chrono Trigger will be ignored again. That is all.
I mean, that's a given, isn't it? Like, 100%. We might as well give him that point now. That's happening. God damn it. Michael Towns from Game Boy Games. Beautiful Michael Towns. I decided to choose this one because it's like a good Michael Towns quote.
Why? Because it's 8 pages long?
Yep. Mini novella. Michael Towns says, buttload of kart races out of nowhere, kind of like Smash clones in 22. with some kind of Fortnite cart mode being added at some later point, and people making memes of Ariana Grande taking out Darth Vader and Mr. Beast with some kind of blue shell equivalent.
When I thought that predictions couldn't get any more specific than Braden's.
You know what?
What?
I can totally see that
Yeah,
happening.
my money's on Townsy. Like that is
Yeah,
Fortnite
probably.
doing that is like a gimme.
At least in creative.
Oh,
They at least... Because they ripped off Among Us,
true.
which was
Yep.
actually quite good. I can 100% see them doing that, putting in... Especially because there was that rumor a while ago in one of the Fortnite comics. There was an outline... like there was a big melee going on between all the Fortnite characters. And in the background, you saw an outline of Ryu and Chun-Li. Like just the outline, because it was a blast or something. But you could tell from the silhouette that it was Ryu and Chun-Li, and they were released sort of like 2 months after this comic came out. And then next to it was one of Samus. And then there's been other things where like they had a Kirby float past in one of the cutscenes.
Cool.
So they're sort of hinting at sort of a Nintendo collaboration, and I think Nintendo's the only one who hasn't collaborated with them yet.
Oh wow, yeah, they full on did do that in the comic.
Yeah. Afronix just saying one share in Square Enix is $48.87.
Not worth it.
I should totally look into
Worth
it.
it. Would it go down or up if Sony buy them?
If they're going to sell, it'll go right up. As soon as a company goes to sell, boom.
And wait till Ben's banging on the door going, I own a share. Make Chrono Trigger.
That's right.
I own you.
What was that guy ages ago who spent like $5,000 buying a specific amount of shares in Nintendo so he could ask a question at the general meeting?
Yep.
Smart boy. Or
like,
stupid.
how do you get past level 3? Super
anyway,
Mario World.
I can actually see Michael Town's prediction coming true because like they did tease Samus, they did tease Kirby, and it would be printing money, which is what Epic Games likes. They like the money.
They like money.
They like collecting it. Just like skins. Braden!
This one's from Das Whalebeard.
Das Valbeard.
That's
And-
bad beard.
I don't know how to
Yeah.
pronounce this. I'm gonna give it a go, and I
I
also
thought it was a spelling error.
don't know what this is. No Goemon game.
That's it.
Now,
Goemon.
Is this who we're talking about?
No!
Whoa!
We're talking about Goemon?
Look up Goemon video game.
No, I think we're not gonna get a Goemon video game.
No, we're going to get a famous
Japanese ninja.
Japanese ninja. That's actually a theatrical representation of him. Goemon, as you can see down the third
He's
row.
from Lupin the Third.
Third row. To the
Little
left.
kid with blue hair.
Yep, little kid with blue hair.
Isn't he from Chrono Trigger?
No! Oh, I'm going to punch both of you.
Ganbare Goemon. Is he from Digimon?
Yes, 100%. He's from Digimon.
Yeah, it's Ash.
Look at this
Ash
little
from Digimon.
Look at this little freak.
That's
Yeah.
too
That's a
weird.
little.
I don't
what
like
a
that.
what a little sexual deviant. Look at him.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's just like, I'm the original game soundtrack, and this is gonna play while you play with my Pokemon.
I don't like that. Makes me feel funny.
Oh, it's from Konami. That's never gonna happen. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? There's heaps of Pachinko machines.
They're gonna do a teaser trailer, and it's gonna be of a cardboard box.
But he's saying
And
no
then
Goemon.
under the cardboard box, this little freak's gonna pop out, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, you, play my pachinko machines."
No. He's
That's
saying
probably actually going to happen.
no Goemon games. So is Pachinko a game?
Yes.
You're playing it.
Mystical Ninja.
Alright.
Starring Goemon.
That game's worth a
Triple Indie
bit. All right.
has
Deep
come
breath.
out with version 1.0 of Tears of the Kingdom is so unoptimized for launch that it causes somebody's Switch to literally melt internally.
Literally.
Modders, however, will manage to emulate it to a much improved and safe technical state within a fortnight of launch. However, Nintendo then nukes them from it with a cease and desist within 48 hours. Bam!
I can kind of see this happening. Truth be told.
Yeah, me too.
Do you know what else I can see happening?
What?
The wonderful people who support this show continuing supporting this show.
Please?
Those little eyes! Ah! Oh my god, they look can't even do it anymore. I have to finish this game. I have to finish this game.
Hey, guess what?
What?
I don't know. I asked you to guess.
7.
Yes, correct. 7. 7. Let's hear it for 7, everyone. 7.
I'd like to thank my mom and dad.
Yep.
And
All 7 of them.
Yes. Sorry. I'd like to thank my mom and dad, all 7 of them.
Who are you?
I don't know.
Is that like a bad Saturday morning cartoon?
No, it was
villain?
like the Cletus guy from The Simpsons.
Oh,
Hey, Ma,
right.
get off the dang roof.
Do you know what else you can do when you get off the dang roof?
You can head over to
Yes,
hackthedino.com.
you can. What can you find there, Floppy?
Can you find a Patreon tab?
You can, but we'll go into that a bit later on.
Okay.
What else can you find there?
An entire link tree of things about us.
Yes, so you can see our Instagram, you can see our Bad Game Arts, you can see your pickup page, you can see my pickup page, you can see Braden's pickup page of video game stuff.
Oh.
We're not going to your OnlyFans again.
You only do that once.
TikTok as well, which
Sorry.
I place almost daily videos, which have been getting a lot of traction lately.
Nice.
People find us amusing.
Really? Are they laughing at us?
Probably. I
Okay.
hope so. That's why I shaved my head, of course.
Yeah.
Shut up. That's why I shaved my head.
Yeah, own a razor.
And above all, it's just a good fun time where you can join the Discord for free. You can sign up for our newsletter where I talk about stuff we don't get time to talk about on the show because quite often we ramble on about things like this freaking mouse that I've got here. And lots of other stuff that we like to do on a time where the internet exists. Mm-hmm. Everywhere. So head on over to hackthedino.com. Be sure to rate us on all the Spotify's and all those things, all the podcasts. Give us 5 stars, review, leave a nice little comment so we can read it out on the air. Leave us a nice review and then shoot us an email showing like your 5 stars with a little comment, and we'll read it out and talk about how awesome you are.
Oh, that's a good one. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that. Do you know what else we can do?
What else can we do?
We can explain the $20 Retro Challenge. So the Retro Challenge, very, very simple. We announced it at the end of last year, and we did go out and start the Retro Challenge, but we'll get into that in a second. But first, the rules. Each of the dinos, Floppy, Anto, Braden, and I, were each given $20. And you can actually see a video of this if you head on over to our TikTok or our Instagram. You can find them at hackthedino.com.
Depending on how old you are, you've got one or the other.
One or the other. They're on there. You can have a look at what we did. And we went out for a day of retro hunting. Now, the rules are you've got $20 to spend on whatever you like as long as it's retro. And by retro, it has to be 2008 or earlier.
So the first year of the PS3 and the 360.
Correct. Maybe.
When was we? I can't remember.
I think it was before then.
I thought Floppy was going down a really small slide just then.
Or just like trying to fake it. Like he's too old for slides now, but he wants to keep his mum and dad happy because he doesn't get to spend much time with them because they're divorced. So he's going, wee.
You know what one of my favourite things is the
Spending
videos
time with your
of-
divorced parents?
Nah. Videos of people on roller coasters, but with Billy Corgan just like about to start singing.
Yes. Oh my god.
Anyway, $20 retro challenge. Each given $20. You can spend it on whatever you want. So if you find 3 items that are $2 each and then another item that's $10, you can do that. And then you either trade up or sell. And that money you use or that trade you use to either trade up and sell for more. And the idea is we want to see how far we can get from that initial $20 by the end of the year.
But you're not allowed to add more funds. You can only use what you get from your original purchase by either trading or reselling for a little bit more.
Example, we got $20. If I bought something for $10 and then sold that for $30, I would then have the $30 I got from that transaction plus the remaining $10. So I'd have now a kitty of $40.
Why do I feel like I'm like if there was a train coming 40 kilometers an hour from the north?
How many bananas are on that cart?
We did have fun going out.
We did.
That
It was a
great.
great day. It was a great day.
I actually hope we can do it again very soon when the stars align.
That was the day I got this.
It was.
It wasn't part of my retro challenge.
No.
That
So-
would have been amazing.
Again, head on over hackthedino.com. Click on Instagram at Hack The Dino or our TikTok, again, at Hack The Dino, and you can see what we picked up. But Floppy, go through what you managed to get on the day.
So I had a weird little thing. I didn't go gaming.
Yeah. Is it
So
because
that's
there's no
the thing
games out there?
for like $20.
Yeah.
So you also don't have to stick to gaming. We made a rule. It's just a retro challenge of things from 2008 or before.
Correct.
I picked up some VHS tapes, which I think I can flip for a bit more. I've spent a total of $10.
Nice.
And I have 3 VHS. I have a cardboard sleeved copy of Top Gun. I have a clamshell copy of Ron Perlman and Linda Hamilton's Beauty and the Beast.
You know, that was actually a TV series?
Yeah, that was and the movie length pilot episode,
Right.
which I have on VHS now. And for an entire $1, I got Jackie Chan's Fearless Hyena.
Surely you'll make a return on that.
I better. So I have those 3, and I still have $10 in my kitty.
And we will be updating this over on the Instagram as well, with pictures and whatnot. I've asked everyone to take pictures of their haul and to update that. Braden, what did you get on our little retro hunt?
I'm trying to find good photos of these horrendous VHSs that Fluffy found.
You will not find good photos. They don't exist.
You could have
Yeah.
just gone to the Instagram and clicked on the third part of the retro challenge.
True, I could have done that.
But don't worry.
I did want to show people who weren't familiar with Ron Perlman's In Beauty and the Beast.
Oh,
That second picture is the VHS cover, I think.
It's
Or
haunting.
something like that, but I got the clamshell one. So
Oh,
that makes it cooler.
It's terrifying. I had no idea this existed. And
So
then
this is
Fluffy
also
pulled this
Beauty and the
out.
Beast in the early 90s in like New York.
and do you know what's worse?
What?
Ron Perlman can't emote because he's got that many prosthetics on. So you just like this the whole time. It's awful. Anyway, Braden, what did you get?
I got a Sonic comic.
Oh, you
Sonic
did too.
comic.
That's right.
Yes, I got a Sonic comic. I've whacked that bad boy up on eBay.
Any luck so far?
Nothing yet. Nothing yet.
So the rule with
Got a bunch of
eBay,
views.
if you have to pay postage, it has to come out of your $20.
Oh, I never pay postage when I sell on eBay. They're paying for that shit.
Yeah,
but
all right,
yes.
yeah. So postage needs to come out of that
Yeah.
lump.
So
sum.
postage gets covered in that lump and everything. But yes, we'll see how that goes. I have only spent $5 though, so I still have
Pretty good.
15 to play around with in the meantime. So
have there been any bids on that particular comic so far?
no, but there has been plenty of views.
Good.
Is it all Anto?
The the Sonic community are definitely out there on the internet. Turns out,
So Anto.
Anto and a billion other people who went and review bombed that weird game. And then so we'll see how we go. I've got another $15, so I'm not too stressed, and I'm not in a mad rush to
Right.
get that thing to move.
Well, I think Anto only spent $3. He bought a Diablo, Diablo 3,
Diablo
Diablo
2
2.
strategy guide.
Yeah. What I did on the videos when I edited them and put them up as well is I put the comps, which are comparisons for what's sold.
I did like that.
So it actually pops
I
up
did
what
see
the
that,
past
actually.
2 or 3 have sold for. So we get a good idea of what realistically
So
the
judging
market's
by
doing.
that, who's sort of
Well-
hypothetically leading?
Well, I mean, let me talk about what I've got first because I think...
We don't care. All right, we do.
So I ended up buying... I was a bit cheeky. No. I know, right? First thing I picked up was, and I think this is a bit of a dud pickup.
Hepatitis.
That was a while ago. I got a WWE 2005 DVD board game, and I spent $3 on it. And I thought, surely I know enough wrestling fans that I can flip this for at least $5 and make my money back and just start to build up the kitty that way. So far, everyone who I've spoken to has gone, nah, I'm right. And a couple of the guys I've spoken to go, oh, I had that as a kid. It was fucking awful. So...
Zach Sabbath? Looking at
No,
you.
I haven't asked him. Although maybe he wants it for his daughter. So
Don't do it.
I've got that up on Gumtree and Facebook. A couple of people have looked at it. Haven't had anyone message me. Then I came across some WrestleMania DVDs, and I
This is pretty fun.
chose WrestleMania 9. That was $5.
Have you watched it yet?
I have not yet watched it. But it is a modern release. It's not an old release, so that controversial thing probably
yes,
won't
'cause
be in there.
There was a controversial scene in the original release that Ben was hoping was on this one.
I wasn't hoping. I agree it needs to be wiped from history.
You're okay, not hoping because you thought it was a good idea, because it would have netted you more money.
Yes. But having said that, I've tentatively, I'm not going to report it as official yet, but I've tentatively sold that for $40. So I'm already looking pretty good. Then
Ben's in the green.
Yeah. And then I found another piece which I was able to sell rather quickly for $20. So if all goes according to plan, this time next week, if this DVD sells, I should have $62 to my kitty as well as that WWF DVD board game.
You'll know he's just working towards affording a Chrono Trigger.
Well, we talked about this. Floppy and I were playing Fortnite the other night, and I went, hey, you know it'd be really cool is if I got enough money to be able to buy a Chrono Trigger and have a box Chrono Trigger at the end of the year. That would be amazing.
If I got something really stupid, and because it's up to the viewers, they still chose mine to win.
You've got like a Cabbage Patch Kid.
Yeah.
Like its arm missing. And I've got a box Chrono Trigger.
And they're
like, Grail items.
yours might be the most expensive, but his is cooler.
Triple Indie in the live chat said there are 37 WrestleManias in existence, and 9 is critically one of the worst. Correct.
So is that why it's so sought after?
Especially one of those, that main event, which I believe is Bret Hart versus Yokozuna, and then Hulk Hogan. Spoiler, Hulk Hogan wins the WWE Championship.
No.
Between Bret Hart and Yokozuna, Hulk Hogan walks out with that belt.
Why does that not surprise me?
Because it's Hulk Hogan. He's a piece of shit.
What a twat.
Anyway, so that's the retro challenge. Be sure to head on over.
Game Boy Dad's got a crock pot with a Pokemon sticker on it. You know what? I could do that.
Be sure to head on over to hackthedino.com. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram to be up to date with the $20 retro challenge. And this is fun. I'm actually going to film whenever I go out now, whatever I pick up. I'm going to
Me too.
Floppy's OnlyFans. So you can find another website to get that. But yes, I'm encouraging the rest of the dinos to do that as well, so I can edit them and put them up, and it'll be an ongoing thing at the end of the year. And then, as Floppy alluded to, at the end of the year, we will be putting it to you viewers as to who wins.
Spoiler. Who wins?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I picked this up the other day. Braden, did you see this?
No, I haven't. Oh my god!
It's the trophy for the retro challenge winner.
Oh my god! Did you just get a piece of metal and just push against the inside of the trophy?
It even says first place winner on it. It was $1.
I've only ever
cash
seen
and carry.
one worse trophy than that.
And it's in your house?
No. God, no.
Well, I paid $1 more for this than Dan did for that trophy.
No, the one word, maybe one of our viewers knows, but there has been one worse trophy.
Damn.
One.
Do you know what else is worse?
What?
Games that we're not looking forward to coming out this year. But do you know what is good?
God, that was a shocking segue.
Games we are looking forward to coming out this year.
That was the worst segue ever.
Well, I'm just getting the bad ones out the way now.
You know what you could have said? You could have said, you know what is worse?
You did a
Not
U-turn.
getting to play these amazing games.
You did a U-turn and then realized, oh wait, no, we were going the right way.
Reminds
You
me.
just done 2 U-turns because you realized.
The best one of those I ever did was when the wrestling crowd I was with, the wrestling promotion I was with, was performing at the Royal Adelaide show each night. And it was my job to go out and spruik it on the microphone because I was the ring announcer. So I was spruiking, blah, blah, blah. Then got a crowd in. Probably about 150 people came in to watch this match. Then there was a match where the current champion was wrestling, but he was losing, so it was a non-title match. And it was very important because he was losing. It had to be non-title, so the title didn't come off him. Mm-hmm. I went into ring announce, and I said, the following title match. I realized I fucked up. The following title match is a non-title match. I actually said that.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Man, we let you write stuff for this.
Yeah, Ben, maybe this newsletter will help you polish things up again.
This newsletter, which is not a newsletter.
I was literally standing in the middle of the ring, surrounded by 150, 200 people. The following title match, is a non-title match. It was fun times. Anyway, what are games we're looking forward to in 2023, Floppy?
There are a number of games we're looking forward to in this year. Mm-hmm. I decided to throw a few in the ring. See what I did there? Little wrestling thing.
Bing, bing, bing.
And chat about a couple of them. So, they're in no particular order. They're just games that we think are going to be cool or looking forward to playing.
But the first one is the best.
All right, so the first one I put it here because I know Ben would be just sitting there bouncing around waiting to talk about it anyway.
Chrono Trigger Remastered.
Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Coming May 12th.
I'll allow
follows the defeat of Calamity Ganon in 2017's Breath of the Wild. Link is on a brand new adventure that takes him to the skies as well this time.
Can we just quickly touch on it?
You can expand.
It's been 6 years now.
Yeah.
What did we think of that final fight with Calamity Ganon?
Never got there.
Really? Braden,
I never finished it.
Did you finish it, Braden?
I got like 40 minutes in.
Okay, so I played this game for over 200 hours.
That is a long time.
I loved this game so much.
That's me when it's a 10-hour game.
I explored every single possible area of this game. Not as much as Mr. A game, but
Oh, he's so
like honestly, this game was so much to me. It was perfect up until the last boss battle. It were like so the last boss battle.
yeah.
I'm going to spoil it now because it's been 10 years, and if you haven't played it by now, then
It's
it's your own
been
fault.
6, but okay.
Whatever. Is just a big, massive, magical beast Ganon as a big warthog, just standing there, and you just ride around on your horse firing arrows at spots, and that's the final battle.
That seems... Having
Really
said that,
anticlimactic.
how often do you find that boss battles at the end of a game are not as hard as you think they're going to be or not as
It was
climactic? Because
just
you spend a whole game
Boring,
building
mate.
up to these things.
But like you went in there and you came up against Ganon in the Hyrule Tower, and that was a good battle. Like you had to parry, you had to use all the items that you used and all the
Okay.
techniques throughout the game in order to defeat him. And then I went to the final battle and you go, oh, here we go, we're going outside. So this is in the actual castle. If you go skip forward after this, Braden, this is sort of like the mid-tier boss. It's just a giant warthog and he doesn't move. Like even if they had it like Ganon was as in his beast form, was running around Hyrule, and you were chasing him down and firing arrows, and he was turning around at some point and firing stuff at you. But he just stands there and fires a laser every now and then.
Yeah.
And as Triple Andy said, DLC boss ended up being the best boss. I agree with that.
I got a little bit of that with Evil West. Like the main... The climactic boss battle was actually easier than a heap of the mini bosses.
Yeah.
But all that aside,
Yep.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Yep.
How excited are you, man?
I'm super excited. I've actually not pre-ordered it yet because I'm waiting for a collector's edition to be announced. And as soon as that's announced, I will be putting my money down and grabbing that. I cannot
I'd be
wait.
surprised that it hasn't been announced yet.
So am I actually. The first special edition that came out for Breath of the Wild was great and goes for like $900 now.
Do you have it?
Yes, I do. That was again
I
the
got 3 VHS, mate.
Switch launch day. I've told this story
Probably.
where I was going and getting my Switch. What, Brain? Why? Oh, because of the
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I only heard like weeks after when people were commenting on it. They were like, "Oh, that's why they delayed it."
Yeah. Monarchy. Just kill
As
them
if
all.
anything was to do with that. Like,
Because the kingdom was crying because the queen had died.
Yeah, but-
Oh, no.
one
Anyway.
thing ain't got nothing to do with the other.
I went to pick up my Switch and Breath of the Wild because it was a launch title.
Yeah.
And I was standing in line. There was a gentleman in front of me, and he pulled out all the like 3 or 4 pamphlets with just different prices. And it said price match, price match, price match. And I went, yeah, right, blah blah blah. And they went through it all. And she goes, all right, I'll just go out and get your stuff. And the girl went out the back, and I just tapped him on the shoulder and went, hey man, you done with those? He went, yeah, here you go. So I grabbed his pamphlets.
Good work.
He got it all, and I went up to the same girl and I just went, hey, so I have these pamphlets, and she looked at me and went, okay.
Yeah, right.
And she goes, but I will take them.
You just keep passing them down the line.
It saved me about $150.
Good work.
So I'm willing to do that. Yeah, that was great.
Nice.
Anyway, continue on.
Yeah. I'm probably going to go back and finish.
You should.
Yeah, Breath of
should.
the Wild, because I think I've got one of the. I always go to call them mimetic beasts, which is from a
Sure.
different show.
Yep.
What are they called? The big beasties, the 4 big beasties.
The Beasties works.
All right, I've got one left to go.
Cool. Which one?
I think it is
Camel?
Yeah, I think it's the camel.
Yeah, it's a tough
Was
one.
that when you're inside the sort of the torso of the camel?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
That one to
wearing a
go.
leather jacket and aviators, and he's smoking.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah,
Goes by the name of Joe.
Joe Camel.
Joe Mama.
Yeah, I've got that one to go, and then Ganon.
Cool.
But I played it like quite a bit.
You know you can do Ganon without doing all 4 of them.
I did know that, but I didn't want to. I
Anyway,
feel like
you
I'm
should.
missing a lot of
Everyone should.
Cool. So yeah, I dare say there's a lot of people out there looking forward to that one. One I'm very much looking forward to is probably my most anticipated game this year.
Too bad you can't pick it in the Fantasy Critic.
Because it's a remake.
Yep.
Is the Resident Evil 4 remake coming out March 24th? Not long now. It's a remake of the 2005 classic in the same vein as the remake of 2 and 3 that we've had over the last few years. So I'm super keen to see what they do with this. Obviously, 4 is when they moved away from the whole Raccoon City underground labs and everything, and they went to a rural area, and it wasn't the zombies like we'd known them. It was, the guys that are affected by the mold and all that sort of stuff, or
But
the
you know who is?
progenitor virus.
Who is in it from the previous games?
What do you mean? Like Leon? Leon! Yes, Leon, the most handsome man of the Final Fantasies.
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
why not? Yeah, Final Fantasy, Resident Evils. Yeah, I'm super keen for this and to see what it's going to look like with the Resident Evil 2,
Honestly,
3
with what they've done
remake.
with 2 and 3, this is
Oh.
going to be fantastic. This is going to be amazing. And I'm glad they've taken Ashley out of a skirt.
Yes, absolutely. I'm glad that they've updated it to be in
Not
line
90s
with...
cringe.
Yeah, in line
Instead,
with...
it's different 90s cringe. She's wearing parachute pants now.
Yeah. Hammer time.
Dude, I was literally wearing matching happy pants with my 5-year-old son this morning.
That's amazing. Oh,
We had
awesome.
happy pants that, no joke, my mum made for us.
That's freaking awesome.
And we were wearing them today. Matchy. So good.
Anyway.
But yeah, I'm super keen for Resi Evil.
Yep.
And I want them to then announce, I want to see how well this does because I know it's going to do well. I want to see them do number 1.
I think they're leading up to it shortly.
They'd have
Is there any big anniversary coming up?
Oh, I'd have to have a look at it, but
I want them to announce they're remaking 5 and 6, but they're not 5 and 6 in the slightest.
They're just new
They're
games?
called Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6, but they're completely new titles.
Yep.
except they've still got him punching a boulder.
Yeah.
But yeah, number 1 needs to be done. Like I know they did a remake or a director's cut, whatever you'd like to call it. But I want to see him give it the third person, the over the shoulder. Just
Tank controls.
yes, no tank controls. Thank you. Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Fun little thing. Sorry, you mentioning controls just made me remember because I only saw it like a couple days ago. Did you know that someone's made a completely new mod for Star Wars Dark Forces?
No,
They've made a completely new mod that completely changes the engine that it runs in.
I did see this.
And so all the controls, like the control scheme is updated so that it actually just makes way more modern sense.
You know, I had no
Wow.
idea. Up until Dark Forces, in a first-person shooter, you couldn't look up or down.
Yeah.
no. Your shots, if you were in line with it, would automatically hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the original Doom.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wolfenstein.
someone's made the Force engine.
Ooh.
And it just makes it control so much better. So I'm instantly installing that when I go to play Dark Forces soon.
I really want to play Dark Forces again.
It's on Steam
Cool
for
game.
$5.
I don't have a computer that can run Steam.
Fair.
Next one, I put in here because I was anticipating Anto be here at this point in time. I put in Final Fantasy 16, knowing how excited he is for this.
Ben, what are your thoughts on this one?
My thoughts are we're running out of time. What's next?
So June 22nd, keeping real-time combat of later entries, Final Fantasy 16 is adopting a darker fantasy setting away from the more dystopian tech-based ones of the last few that we've seen.
Full of white people. So enjoy that.
There you go. The next one, however, Braden,
Hello.
I know this is not going to date,
Oh,
but I put it in there anyway.
thank you.
Marvel Spider-Man 2.
My God, I'm so excited for this game.
Me too.
Ben
Now-
is nothing. Ben is Ben has just
Ben
been
is nothing,
glossed
doesn't matter.
over like it.
No,
Probably hasn't even paid the first
No,
game.
you just go, oh yeah, Braden, clearly the biggest Spider-Man
I put Legend
fan.
of Zelda in for you.
Yeah, but you signed Braden, oh yeah, this Spider-Man game's... My daughter's named after Spider-Man.
Yep.
That doesn't. I didn't say you weren't a fan.
No, I'm a white guy on the internet. I need to gatekeep.
That is fair.
Now we know that Venom's in it, right?
Yep.
There has been talk about Kraven the Hunter. Have you heard anything factual about that? Either of you?
No.
No. But, I mean, talk about brand synergy. Sony's movie division making that Kraven the Hunter movie for some reason.
Yeah.
Because they think that they know what they're doing with comic book
it's-
properties.
So, like,
sorry, oh.
just going on how clean and how polished the first one was, and then how clean and polished Miles was, and now seeing them together, I'm wondering whether you'll be able to flick between the two.
I think that's what's on the cards.
so.
You can decide which one you're going as.
Do you think it's going to be any time, or are it going to be mission based? Which one should you be, or is it going to be you pick one at the start?
I think it'll be at the start, you play some as Peter, you play some as Miles, and then whoever you want.
Or will it be co-op?
Well, it might be co-op.
My God, I hope not.
Can you imagine
really
if it's just like if you had the option to play as co-op?
If you had the option and it didn't actually impact anything.
no, like a
but-
Borderlands thing,
Nah.
maybe we'll see. I don't know.
I
Just
want
throwing
my
thoughts out there.
Spider-Man game to be good.
Throwing thoughts out there. Next one coming February 10th is Hogwarts Legacy. Obviously, a huge fan base out there. Dylan the Villain in the chat. Know you're keen. So you can become a witch or a wizard at Hogwarts in the 1890s. I didn't realise it was set so far back, actually. You can.
Simon Pegg is the headmaster.
Oh, I do like Simon Pegg. You can attend classes, explore the Forbidden Forest, visit Diagon Alley, and learn spells to fight the enemies. Also ride all sorts of creatures from the universe, and has an excellent character creator. Just touching on that, we are not mentioning the creator's name because of horrible views that person has.
But we will mention, Braden, who were we mentioning?
We are mentioning the good folks over, I want to say it was Transcend or...
There was Transcend.
And then there's also Minus 18, who are excellent groups for education and support of the LGBTQIA plus community here in Australia.
Wonderful, wonderful. But yeah, you can actually create a trans character in this, which I think is
Excellent.
a wonderful progressive step forward.
Correct.
Let's keep doing that.
Next.
Oh, Braden, you and I again. Screw Bren.
Screw Bren.
Screw Ben. Sorry, I got excited. Star Wars Jedi Survivor 2. Well, Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Oh.
March 17th. It is really close.
I just pre-ordered this the other day.
Did
because
you?
I saw that when you pre-order it, you can get a bunch of extra skins and stuff.
Yes, you can.
You
Number
can
one's
get
on PS
Obi-Wan's skin.
Obi-Wan
Yes,
skin.
you
Like
can.
his outfit, I should say, not his skin.
Oh, I was going to say.
You can't just become Ewan
Pulls
McGregor.
like- just like Leatherface.
Yeah, it's Leatherface Ewan McGregor.
So this is set 5 years after... Oh, set 5 years later, Survivor continues the story of an older, wiser, and more bearded Cal Kestis.
Yeah, you can tell time's passed because he's grown a beard.
Correct. Here's new moves with lightsaber. Customization, you're on the run from the Empire as their number one most wanted enemy.
And
He's got to be turning up in a TV series soon, right?
Has to be.
I mean,
Come on.
he's a great actor.
He's
Like,
great.
who's going to kill him? Darth?
I want Darth to absolutely annihilate him,
Yeah.
and
So-
it will be excellent.
This, so my top 2 favorite Star Wars games, and it flicks as to which one's top depending on the week that I have, is
Also,
Force
who's
Unleashed.
this guy?
Yeah,
This like Han Solo type who apparently like can do combo moves with you.
that's awesome.
Very interested.
I hope it's his boyfriend. I actually do hope it's
my
his boyfriend.
God, I hope it's his boyfriend.
Was he the? Did he have a friend at the very beginning of the first one when he was in that junkyard?
Yeah,
Did
he
he
was
have
at the junkyard.
Did he have a friend?
I mean, he had a co-worker. Are you friends with your co-workers?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
look at
not.
he's
Some
got
of
the little
them.
Kylo Ren little hilt
But yeah,
bit.
I am so keen for this. I can't wait for a replica of that lightsaber.
You can get it at Galaxy's Edge. You can make it.
I read somewhere, like I was rewatching Obi-Wan, and you know that scene where he opens up the crates, which are very much reminiscent of the crates from Jedi Fallen Order, and there's a bunch of cloaks in one, like their robes, and a bunch of lightsabers.
Yep.
Apparently those lightsabers are all Cal Kestis lightsabers.
Oh, that's fun.
I didn't know that, and I going back and freeze framing, I was like, oh yeah, I can see it in some of them, but I just like, I hope that is what that is.
That's cool. Also, for Christmas, I got BD1.
Nice.
The
The Lego?
set. Oh my god.
Oh,
So good.
that's cute. All right, next one up for games that we are looking forward to. Ben, I think, are you looking forward to this one?
I would be, but I'd never finish the first one because it's too big.
It is very big. Octopath Traveler 2. Coming very soon, February 24th.
Please be excited.
Please, I'm excited. So 8 characters with converging stories, much like the first game. So far, we know that there's a scholar and a merchant. It also introduces latent abilities, which activate after taking a certain amount of damage. So kind of gives you a little bit of a hoik up if you're not doing too well.
Say it with me. 3, 2, 1.
Demo.
Directions.
Oh, sorry, what?
Please remake this as Chrono Trigger.
It's such a beautiful looking game.
Yeah.
I've got the original collector's edition here for Octopath Traveler.
That's a beautiful box set.
It is so beautiful. You open it up and it has like 3D little fold-out pop-up environments for each of the 8 characters. It's just, Mwah, chef
Mwah.
kiss.
Yep.
All right, now, one that I'm probably my second most anticipated game on this list. No, third. Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. We all know I like giant robots and mechs and all of those things that fight.
Like Ultraman.
Yeah.
Everyone
What?
likes Ultraman.
Nah.
You should watch. We should watch Shin
So
Ultraman.
this doesn't actually have a release date. It's just got a window. I think it's fall this year or something like that, wherever that is in the States. It's set in a destroyed world with challenging boss battles and giant robots locked in high explosive combat. It is from Software, and they will bring us Armored Core without making it a Souls game, please.
It'll be a Souls
I
game.
have heard a lot of people saying that they don't think it's going to be in the same style as a Souls game. That people are thinking it is going to be an Armored Core game, and this is like a passion project for them.
Yeah, look at that. The
Them being like,
designs are
we're going
so
back to
cool.
our roots of like, we loved making these games. We want to make it the best one of these games.
This was revealed Game Awards.
I believe so, yeah.
Yes, I believe it was also revealed really close to when they suddenly revealed that random Transformers trailer.
yeah.
No, that's right.
So that was weird.
Healy.
This looks
the
amazing.
trailers.
And I really hope the gameplay is as impressive as the cinematics.
And last but not least,
No one cares about this one. You want to skip this one?
sure, but I have played Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6, coming June 6th. Ben, would you like to take us into this one?
This is a really cool game. I only had access to the game hub where you challenge other people. Won some matches, got my butt kicked by other matches.
Is that you playing the punching bag there?
Yeah, that's it. I had a lot of fun. I think it moved very, very well. It's certainly a lot more polished than what Street Fighter V was when it was released. I think Capcom's learnt their lesson there. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. For a beta test, it was really polished. The only thing I didn't like is in order to change the button configuration, you had to go into a sub-menu, then a sub-menu, then a sub-menu, then a sub-menu. And I had to go on the internet to find out how to change my button configuration because I have a very
Your
specific...
butt configuration.
That's right.
Yes.
Very specific configuration for Street Fighter on handhelds. But yeah, this game's shaping up to be really, really good. Really enjoyed it. If you're a Street Fighter fan, even if you're a fighting fan, I do recommend buying this. I just don't recommend going on the internet and playing it because you will get your butt whooped.
Yes. Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about there was a 3D area where you could run around in?
Yeah, so that's the hub world. That's basically where I was. It's just this big area where you can adjust your player icon. So there's a story mode where you go around learning from all the martial artists. During that game, you can also, once you've befriended them and learned their moves, like with Ryu, you learn the Dragon Uppercut. You can call them in to help you during a battle.
Okay.
Yeah,
The hub world is very like NBA 2K.
Yeah.
They've got their like the city thing.
I
Yeah.
like how how do I say, how isolated the movements are, if that makes sense. They're very snappy.
Yeah, and it looks visually stunning,
Yeah.
especially the special moves and the combos and when you power up as well. As Triple Indy said in the live chat, Monster Hunter Hub, but Street Fighter. It's
Okay.
basically that.
Do they have a mode like what they've done with the Mortal Kombat lately? If you don't or are not good at doing all of the finishing moves and the super big combos, can you just activate them?
Yes, so there is a new mode that they've brought out where it's basically one button moves. So
But
if you
not
want
for competition or anything like that. You wouldn't be able to use that for online play or anything.
no, you can,
Oh, really? That seems unfair.
but I think you're paired up with like individuals.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you can do the fireball by pressing a button, which they've had for quite a while now. I don't understand why the whole fuss about it now. Is they've had something very similar in previous versions of Street Fighter. But yeah, very good game so far. So Triple Indy's just corrected me. Basic control is offline only. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I was assuming, because online I thought...
I read somewhere that they're allowing it, but you
One of these.
light-based match one.
3 minutes.
All right, we're going to go to a segment. Deals!
Oh. All right, deals. I got some good deals for you. I've had a little look over the last couple of days, and if you are the owner of a Switch, you should buy some things. One of those things is Spiritfarer.
Hell yeah.
Spiritfarer, you've played this?
I've not played it. It's on my list.
It's on your list. It is now on my list as well to be played. Braden, have you played Spiritfarer?
No, but it's visually satisfying.
It is very visually
This is
satisfying.
a
It's highly
Braden-ass
sought
game
after.
if I've ever
It's
seen
a very
one.
Braden game.
Highly sought after in a physical form and hard to get now. So normally $43. This is down to $11.
Yep.
And that is the base game and all additional content. It's like a management game about dying.
Yep.
Sold.
Also on the Switch, only because I have a recent interest in the subject matter, is Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicus. This is normally a $60 game. It is down to $15. It is a tactical strategy game.
Oh, is this the like XCOM-y type one?
Yes.
Ooh, nice.
Down to $15. And it's like, also, once again, visually, it's just really nice to look at. Like, it's quite smooth. Yeah. Very cool. I like the lore and the world and the characters. if you want to call them that in the Warhammer things. Very, very cool. Over on the PlayStation, a couple of really good deals. If you are a fan of Assassin's Creed Odyssey and have not played it, but probably have, you can get the deluxe edition, normally $122. It's down to $30. And that is the full game, which is easily a 30-hour to 60-hour game, plus the rest.
Way more than that.
Oh, no. That's if you mainline it.
If you're just doing the plot,
Yeah. If you're going everything, you're probably over 100 hours, yeah?
Yep.
Easy?
Easily.
Plus 5 DLCs.
Oh, that's so much game.
But that's a lot of content for $30.
Yeah.
So
oh my
if you have some time off, or, yeah.
Sorry,
have a broken
he
leg.
just shoved a trident through a guy's stomach and then pulled it out effortlessly.
He's that strong.
He got Aquaman.
Okay.
Yeah. Also on the PlayStation, because I don't mention it enough every time it comes up, is Alien Isolation. One of the best horror games ever made in the history of gaming. Normally $47, down at $10.
That's worth it just for that.
$10 is totally worth it.
Is this multiplayer as well? Can you play with friends?
There was a multiplayer, but it's not the main
multiplayer
game.
was Fireteam?
No, I mean,
Fight?
that was a different game. There was a multiplayer aspect to this game, but it wasn't part of the main story.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So this is only
I
the
never
main
played
story.
that multiplayer of this because, you know me, I'm not a huge multiplayer guy. $10. Triple Indy says $10 a set of headphones and you'll never sleep again. It's so true. It's so true. $10 for your cheapest anxiety attack.
I don't have to pay money for those.
Now, over on Game Pass, there are some pretty interesting things coming to Game Pass this month. So if you already have it, well, you've already paid for it. If you haven't got it, $1 to start up for your first month. Persona 4 Golden.
Yo,
Which
this is
Ba-dum-bum.
the Persona game.
Yeah. Which were originally released on the Vita, I believe.
Yep.
And then I think it got a release on the PS3.
Yeah.
Maybe not Golden.
Golden was
Golden-
recently released
Recently
on
came
online
to
stores.
PC and stuff.
Yeah, but Persona 4 Golden is kind of like if you're going to play one Persona game, it's usually that one.
I think they're remaking Persona 4.
That's what it is. Another thing that's come to Game Pass is the other game that you should play if you're into Persona, which is Persona 3 Portable. So, which I reckon was the PSP one.
Correct.
Correct. Which looks remarkably similar, funnily enough.
This is the same trailer.
But then, whoops, sorry about that. Then, also, just for something a little bit different, and for those of people Ben and I's age, Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition is coming to Xbox.
I've never played Age of Empires.
Really?
Really?
I thought everyone our age, because it was on every school computer in the 90s.
No, I played... We put Doom mods on all our computers. So I played like the Swedish Chef's Kitchen of Doom, Simpsons Doom, that sort of stuff.
Have you ever played Age of Empires, Braden?
No, but this sort of like historical strategy type game is a genre I do like.
I thought it would be. You'd be a Civilization kind of guy too.
Oh, I
as well.
love me some
Yeah.
Civ 5.
So Age of Empires is like if you get Civilization, but then make it Warcraft or Command and Conquer.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
great
then
fun.
they also had the Star Wars type game, didn't they, as well?
Yeah, there was,
was-
something of the Empire.
Yeah.
Forces of the Empire or something like that.
Something like that.
There was something like that, and you could lead around troops and things like the Empire. But yeah, it was really cool. But yeah, that is deals for the week.
Do you know what it's time to do now? It's time to get ready for quiz.
That is so anticlimactic, man.
You're ready for quiz?
I think it's better the less energy it has.
Are you all ready to quiz?
I'd like to quiz on your face.
Get your quiz out. Get your quiz on.
It gets worse.
It's time.
Do that?
Quizzy.
Oh my eye. So I have 4 multiple choice questions. I'll read the question, then the possible choices, then these 2 fine people will yell out their names if they think they know the answer. If they get it right, they get a point. If they don't get a point. We're starting anew because I don't know if you remember last show, Anto came from behind and won, took out the whole thing.
Quizzed everywhere.
Just snuck up from behind, quizzed out Floppy. Floppy
Yep.
was enraged, but he calmed down 2 to 3 minutes after.
It's true. Had a cigarette and went to sleep.
So, you're ready for quiz?
Yeah.
Okay, this first question here comes from Michael Towns, Game Boy Games. Michael Towns, go plays games. They're a good time.
Sorry, I put me continuity.
Continuity. Here we go. In the 1987 game How to Be a Complete Bastard, it's a real game.
Main
Yes.
character's name was Ben.
So Floppy's on -10. There's a computer you come across in the house the game is set. With Jesus Christ. With one of the in-game options, you can press on this computer being... It doesn't even, so basically, you're playing this game.
Yep.
You come across a computer
In the game.
and there's 4 options. There's an options on the screen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which one of these is real?
Okay.
Did we get the name of the game?
How to Be a Complete Bastard.
Oh, that's right. Yep, cool.
Okay. A, pressing reset, which would reset your actual computer. B, pressing print, which would print out a short game guide. C, pressing backspace, which would make your character moonwalk. Or D, pressing a link to watch Hack the Dino live on Twitch every second Friday, 7 p.m. Australian
Floppy.
Central Time. Floppy.
It is How to Be a Bastard, right?
Yep.
What was the first answer, sorry?
Pressing reset, which would reset your actual computer.
I'll go with that.
You are correct.
Ooh.
So apparently the
Oh,
game...
really?
Yeah, it was a tape-loaded game, which would take a very long time to boot back up.
Incredible.
That's great.
That is nasty.
I
love
was thinking of the printing one, but then I was like, not everyone at that time.
Not everyone
would
would have had a printer.
Yeah, that'd be expensive.
I thought the same thing. I thought the printer thing because I'm like,
So-
and that's like a real dick move though.
Power of deduction. I thought real dick move was going to be the Hack the Dino one, but I think the reset made the more sense.
Okay, question number 2. What feature did Nintendo want to implement with the Nintendo DS? A, register your blood type. B, register your eye color. C, register your marital status. Or D, register your mother's maiden name, the street you grew up on, and the name of your first pet.
Braden,
Braden?
was it eye color?
B?
B.
Incorrect.
Can I have a crack?
Yeah, well, you get a shot now.
Is it C? Marital status?
Marital status.
Incorrect.
Mostly kids playing Nintendo DS.
Register your blood type. This was
Why?
discovered...
For what purpose?
This was discovered in a prototype of the DS programming by Forest of Illusion, who do great saving data work.
Wow, turns out Reggie has a lot more similarities to Blade than we thought.
Well, it wasn't Reggie. that was Japan doing all that.
No.
But yeah, I don't even
Reggie.
know my blood
Oh.
type. I've no
You
idea.
know what? I don't know mine either.
Yeah.
You know what that means? It means it's been too long since we've donated blood.
It's the first time I've got an A+ in years. Also, just because we're talking about vampires, you'll see that new Nicolas Cage trailer.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, cannot wait.
Oh, Floppy, we got to show you this trailer.
Oh, I've seen it.
Renfield.
Oh, you have.
That's
Good.
why I was shaking my
Okay,
head.
good.
Okay, here we go. This one is from Dylan the Villain.
All right.
Here we go. Can Dylan stump everyone? How many different mushroom types are there in the Super Mario series?
Do you know this one off the top of your head, Ben?
I don't. I didn't know this one. Here we go. A, 68. B, 78. C, 88. Or D, 98.
Floppy.
Floppy.
I don't know. So I'm going to have a
You were
guess, right?
shitting me that it's that many. Oh my god.
But I'm going to go, because it's like a round thing. I don't mean the thing. I mean like a round number, like the 88.
Like
Just 'cause it's-
mushrooms are...
No, I'm going to go with the 88 because...
Yeah, shut up. You're wrong. Braden?
Which ABC or D was that?
That was C.
That was
That
C.
was C. Okay, I'm gonna go with B.
B, 78?
Yeah.
Correct.
Got a point. Thanks,
Well done,
Dylan.
Dylan.
I didn't know that.
That's so
That
many.
is so many different kinds of mushrooms.
Because he sent it to me and I went, what?
I
Like,
can
I was
think of-
expecting 20.
I can think of 4.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Anyway,
Wow.
good research there, Dylan.
That's a fun
Well done.
fact.
All right, here we go. Final question for this week.
Okay.
What was the best-selling Super Famicom game? Was it A, Super Mario World, B, Super Mario Kart, C, Super Street Fighter 2, or D, Superman 64?
Floppy.
Floppy.
Why do I feel like I've been set up now?
Please say D.
Hey?
Please say D.
I'm never going to say D. I'm
Why
going to
not?
say C. I'm going to say Street Fighter 2.
Super Street Fighter 2?
Yeah.
No. Brayden, free chance.
I'm going to go with B, Mario Kart.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Brayden hits the lead for the first time ever.
Ever. Oh my god. Wow.
Oh my god, I forgot the stores aren't continuing. I was like, I'm way ahead.
We've reset. So at the end of that round, we have Floppy on 1, Anto on 0, and Brayden in the lead on 2. And guess what? That's the grand
Well done.
final. Brayden won. So,
Oh, wow. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
well, we'll play again next time.
I can't
I-
wait to hold my place in first for a
I
while.
really thought there was going to be some weird tournament thing that threw Street Fighter in there.
Well, I'm just glad that my joke answers got the appropriate reaction from Brayden.
Of a little giggle.
They did. They definitely did.
But we have been Hack the Dino. This has been our gaming cast where we bring you the past, present, and future of video games, news, previews, and discussions. But this isn't all we do. Floppy,
Yes.
what do you do when you're not
Oh.
sitting on the stool being all wacky?
Should have fallen off of it.
Yeah, that's right.
I go over to Instagram where I am called Floppy Plays Games, and I post pictures of games that I purchase, play, things that I have or enjoy. There's my Gotham Knight statue because I love that game.
Very nice. It's a good statue.
It was a fantastic statue and modelled on Jim Lee's artwork. Yay. Copies of Hades, Callisto Protocol, which I'm playing right now, and Stubbs the Zombie. Bit of a
Hades,
throwback.
man.
Yeah,
We
Hades.
haven't even brought up Hades.
We didn't talk about Hades 2 coming up in
know.
2023. I should have put that in there as a...
Game of the year.
yep.
Early
probably.
access.
Oh, really? Only early access?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
because
That's why I
Hades
didn't do
was
it.
in early access for a while as well.
That's
You're right. That's why I didn't
So,
do it, because it's in
yep.
early access, and I
It's-
took it off the list.
Yeah,
It's
that's
the
why you didn't
biggest,
do it.
like,
No, it is. I did. I had it in there.
Okay.
it's the biggest, like, two-hit punch because you're like, oh my god, yes, Hades 2. Oh, it's early access.
Early access, yeah.
But yeah.
Brendan.
Oh, hi.
Oh,
Right.
there's my new Gears of War Xbox One controller.
That's a cool control.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Brendan, what do you like to do?
I like to talk about movies.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Tell you what, I watched a good movie recently.
Yeah? What
you
was
can,
that?
You can watch it over. I'm trying to type at the same time.
I know. I was trying to let
as-
you
It's
name a
called
movie.
Joe versus the Volcano.
So Floppy and I can wax lyrical while you try and desperately type.
Y'all should.
don't
There's this thing called
wax
Netflix,
nothing.
right? There's some stuff on there.
Yep.
And I tell you what, everyone should go and check out the film adaptation of Tim Minchin's
Matilda?
Matilda.
Jasmine and I watched that the other night.
Ooh.
Just want to say that, viral scene with the red beret girl.
Yeah.
That is the only good part of that film.
Oh,
You know that if Tim Minchin shaved his head,
that made me sad.
I don't look like a rat.
a
you
good
know
movie.
what's really good? I think it's on Netflix. I watched the new version of The Invisible Man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the horror one.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was terrifying.
Well, because we went to the preview for that.
Oh,
And
did you?
I was super nervous going in because I thought it was going to be like 100% horror.
You know.
Because like they sold it as like a horror thriller.
But it's a thriller. I wouldn't
get-
call it a horror. It's
no,
a thriller.
It's a thriller, and then halfway through it becomes a sci-fi movie.
I know, right? But still a thriller. It's really good. Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I
that
highly
part when
recommend
she's
it.
in the roof and there's the oh,
I just throw the paint. Oh, also highly recommend Wednesday.
I was just about to bring this up as well.
so good.
Really good up until that last episode where they just completely fluffed that landing.
The twist.
The twist is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but my god, Michaela and I was screaming.
It was. I saw it and just went, "What?"
But surely you saw it coming.
I saw it. What? I did, but I thought they'd be smarter with it.
I don't think they needed to
Like
be
they
there.
set up these rules, but no. Oh, guess what? He's evil as well. It's like, what? Fuck off.
Yeah.
Like that's just lazy. Anyway, Jenna Ortega, great,
Oh my
great
God.
actress.
The casting in that show
Oh.
is incredible.
Who played Uncle Fester? He's brilliant. Uncle Fester has
Oh my
always
God.
been my favorite,
Yes, it's,
and they nailed it. And they didn't shy away with him being a criminal who murders people
Like,
for bank
straight
robberies.
up, it's
That's great.
Also, everyone else on the show really liked Avatar 2.
Fantastic. I can't wait to see that. I know it's going to be very pretty with little substance,
Very.
but that's all I want it to be.
Then you'll be very happy.
Excellent.
Yeah, I was not a massive fan of it. But also, Glass Onion's incredible.
I'm with you.
Glass Onion is incredible. Everyone should go watch that.
I didn't spoil anything there, did I?
Yeah, you kind of did. On Wednesday.
I mean, like, yeah, but you don't know who. There's like 4 people in that show that could be. You said a guy who turns out to be evil. That could be 8 different people.
It's true. Or
Yeah.
did I spoil Fester?
Oh, I mean, nah. He was in the trailers.
Oh, okay, good. Sorry
That's
if I
it.
did spoil. I don't like spoilers. I try to be very careful.
But yeah, a fun episode if you do actually want to just hear our thoughts on movies, especially the fact that the Barbie movie looks really good. Is our most recent episode where we do our top 10s of last year and we talk about our most anticipated of this year. No
Nice.
surprise, my top anticipated is Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, yeah. Damn. I want to watch Spider-Verse again. It's such a great film. Anyway, you can find me over at Mr. Benjamin, where I put up all my video game retro purchases for insurance purposes and to share with everyone because, you know, this stuff needs to be shared. I think I went through a majority of what I've picked up lately. I did the other day pick up a $15 box Super Nintendo game. But what you're seeing on the screen now is art from Bad Game Arts. So if you're not heading over to Mr. Benjamin, be sure to head on over to Bad Game Arts, where I put up the worst video game art, covers, magazines, whatever, from the late 90s and early 2000s. And we can see on here a cover for a Commodore 64 game called The Detective, or, as I like to call it, tell me you don't know about Light Source without telling me you don't know about Light Source.
How many lights are there in this place?
Well, there's the one coming from that room where the guy's just entered, so he's silhouette. And then apparently there's one in front of the guy who's looking back.
And also one on the left.
And then he's got that really weird looking gun that has no trigger for some reason.
Also, how is he holding it?
Well, he's got his little finger on there.
No, but like, yeah, that's very
Also,
strange.
those stairs are straight out of an abstract painting.
Yep.
And don't go anywhere.
And I actually went on a bit of a
It's also a massive cigarette.
posting spree. That dragon is the most bored-looking human. Oh, well, not human. Bored-looking creature I've ever seen. He's just both of them just don't give 2 shits. It's like, hey man. You know that Warner Brothers cartoon with like the sheepdog clocking in and the curtain?
Yes.
Hey
Yeah.
Max. Hey Sam. It's that.
Yeah. Hey, Sam. Hey, man.
They're
Sheepdog
just-
and wolf.
They're there to do their job, and that's it. If we look at it, another one, what else have we got here? Oh, yes, Karnov.
Is that
looks
what
like-
Juggernaut look like if his armor was made of flesh?
Yep.
It looks like the from Doctor Who. It looks like the Sontarans.
Yeah, it does. I don't know why he has no
Oh,
neck.
no. I mean, he takes up a lot of the frame, but please look at the dinosaur behind him.
The T-Rex.
Oh my god, what is happening there?
You know what he looks like? He looks like if someone airbrushed muscles onto Juggernaut's armor
Yep.
and head.
And a moustache that droops down his chin.
Oh, bless.
But then he takes that head off and it just sits on a shelf.
Then next up we have... Oh, yes, this classic... I actually own this magazine. I was reading it the other day. This classic... So basically what they used to do back in the olden days in the early 90s, whenever they needed art for the cover of a magazine, they got the work experience kid to just draw something up. And they'd put that on the cover of the magazine. So that's what we can see here.
That's a bit different. Is
So-
that meant to be Kano down the bottom?
Yeah, that's Kano with his massive forehead.
Why has he got Dick Tracy's hair?
I don't know, but how long is Sonya Blade's neck?
Wow, I hadn't noticed that one.
Yeah. Look at that.
Also, why is Sonya Blade actually one of the Johnny Cage in Sonya Blade's outfit? That looks weird. Look at her face.
She's not happy. And I've got time for one more there. Oh, yes, the birds and the bees. That bird is about to be ripped in half.
Wow.
No.
That is some
That's that-
devious stuff going
The
on.
gif of the train trying to go into the very small tunnel.
The birds and the bees, I'm sorry, but
To be fair, the bee looks up for it.
You like jazz?
for the 48K spectrum.
I think that's all the bad game arts we have for this week. But we've been Hack the Dino. Be sure to visit hackthedino.com. Leave us a review. Subscribe to all our things there. And, you know, let's grow this 2023. Let's leave some reviews. Let's tell some friends. Let's eat lots of food and just get massive and pumped and ripped. And, like, we'll just go around bashing, like, inanimate objects.
My shorts are really slippery on this seat.
Oh, no, we'll just end it there. That's great.